G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Homeowners, if you have an electrical project you need done, then you need the good dudes at Gabroods. Family owned and operated for 30 years, Jay Gabrood and his team are the area's recognized experts for everything electrical, from the very basic like repairs, lighting upgrades, and whole house fans, to the biggies, panel replacements, EV stations, and backup generators. Gabroods does it all and does it right the first time. They're actually the guys their competition recommends. Gabroods, expert 5-star service and always transparent, honest prices and solutions. Say goodbye to your electrical issues. Visit Gabroods.com or call 24/7 and speak with a real live person. Gabroods, G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Call the good dudes at Gabroods. G-U-B-R-U-D-S. Gabroods.com.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. That's 800-690-8445.
It's Truck Month at Downtown Ford Sacramento. If you've dreamed of a new Ford truck, we've got great news. While they last, qualified Ford truck customers can take home a still brand new 2025 F-150 or a 2025 Super Duty XL at 0% APR, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days, plus $1,000 in Ford retail bonus cash on select still brand new 2025 Ford trucks. Some restrictions apply, so visit DowntownFordSacramento.com for details.
His name? Grant Napear.
Sacramento's most iconic announcer is back.
3 o'clock, Monday through Friday, 3-hour show.
The Grant Napear Show is back.
The Grant Napear Show, weekdays 3 to 6, right here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Grant's back. Join the conversation every weekday afternoon beginning at 3 p.m. KSAC 890 AM Olivehurst, K284CM 104.7 FM Sacramento. Hello, Sacramento. Sacktown. And welcome in
Grant Napear.
How you been? You know this guy.
It's your show.
So happy to hear you on the airwaves.
2+ decades on the radio with you.
Just the start of an incredible journey.
Now he's back on Fox Sports 104.7 FM and 890 AM.
3 to 6 every day, Fox Sports Sacramento.
The phone number?
916-779-0929.
His name? Grant Napear.
And good afternoon, everybody. How are everybody good? The Olympics are over. Tell me a sport, and I'm talking about a team sport in America, that generates as much interest a much needed boost to what's going on in this country, whether it's 1980 or 2026. Name me another sport like hockey and hockey players. We saw the women down Canada the other night. And yesterday, did you get up? Let's be honest here. Did you wake up to watch the game starting at 5 a.m.? Did you? Come on now. Let's be honest here. Did you get up at 5 in the morning to watch the hockey game? I got up at 4:45, and I did not miss a second of the game. 4:45. Had a buddy come over, and we sat on the patio under a heater and watched the entire game and overtime. Did you watch? Seriously, did you watch the game beginning at 5 o'clock? Did you get up in the middle of the game? Did you get up and watch the game that you had recorded? I'm curious, how did you watch the game? I'm curious, how did you watch the game? 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. So name me a sport. If you think about 1980, if you think about the huge success last year in the Four Nations hockey tournament, if you think about what we just witnessed yesterday with Team USA winning the gold over Canada, and by the way, if you don't think that this is a devastating loss for Canada, you are sadly mistaken. This is as bad as it gets if you're a Canadian and a hockey fan. And unless you go to Canada, and unless you know individuals from Canada that played in the National Hockey League, and I have many friends that are Canadian that played in the NHL, and what that sport means to their home country, and how the U.S. has always been inferior when it comes to international play. It just has. That is a devastating loss. Devastating loss for Canada. There is no other way to say it. But I was thinking about this because in 1980, I've pretty much told you, back a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about 1980. And I had two friends from Bowling Green that were on the team. And it was fascinating from that perspective, in addition to everything else that was going on. And I was listening and watching all of the post-game interviews yesterday, and it was always the USA first. It was not me first. It wasn't like, look at me. It was no showboating. It was true patriotism. And I found it to be so refreshing to see that in the climate that we're living in today, to see that from the hockey players. It was phenomenal. Now, do I think that that's going to turn things around and you're all of a sudden going to start watching hockey? No. But name me a sport that that captivates those that would never watch hockey, but then it becomes appointment TV in the Olympics. It's incredible, really. Absolutely incredible. So let me know. Give me a call. We'll take your phone calls. And the number is, again, 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. Grant, I'm a diehard hockey fan. I was so pumped. I woke up at 4 a.m., watched with my dog on the couch. Boy, how about Connor Hellebuck, huh? You want to talk about the difference in hockey than any other sport? Maybe I shouldn't say any other sport, because a dominant pitcher can do the same thing that Hellebuck did yesterday for Team USA. You can be outplayed and you can still win because you had a superior goalie. And let's face it, both goalies were great yesterday. I mean, they just were. You can't sit there and criticize Binnington, but, I mean, Connor Hellebuck, I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, seriously, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So we're going to talk about this. Again, 916-779-0929. And I'm just trying to think of another sport that has done as much for the casual fan or the non-fan that all of a sudden they become enthralled with a hockey team. It happened in 1980, and it happened again in 2026. And I don't even think that's really debatable. I mean, it is incredible. Incredible. All right, Rhino, let's do a little housekeeping here before we get to some phone calls. We got something new going on, huh?
We do. You can see our ugly mugs.
I can't hear you.
You cannot hear me. Can you hear me now?
But maybe
right.
you can tell people. We'll do that in the next break. I want to get to that.
Sounds good.
One thing I do want to do, I want to get to some phone calls. So we've got a lot of people that want to talk about this game. All right, so let's do that. Why don't we start with Dave in Elk Grove? Dave, welcome to the show. You're on with Grant Napear. Go ahead.
Grant. I got up early, 4:45, just like you. Watched the game on the couch with my dog, and you know what you said about a team sport bringing everybody together. I had friends of mine who have never watched a hockey game texting me saying, "What is this? Where they go across the line and they get it?" Like I was explaining rules to friends of mine that have never watched a hockey game. It was the most unbelievable game, and I'm still on the fence. You know, you and I have talked about the 3-on-3.
I don't like it.
I think that, you know, I would have liked to seen it gone to overtime and play just like they do in the NHL playoffs.
I didn't like it.
The Canadians, you know, are saying that, you know, I agree. They did outplay the Americans for most of that game, and had Connor Hellebuck not stood on his head and made some, I mean, he made 41 saves, but the majority of them were not easy saves. That guy stood on his head and should have been the MVP. You know, you can't argue ever with Connor McDavid. But I
don't know how Connor McDavid. I don't know how Connor McDavid's the MVP. He missed a breakaway. Didn't even really get a shot off. He didn't score. I know Connor McDavid's great, but there's no way that he should have been the MVP over Connor Hellebuck. I mean, that's a joke.
No, it is a joke. I mean, he did have the most points in the tournament, but
so what?
You know,
they lost.
When it counted, yeah, they lost. So it was just good to see just what you said. People coming out of the woodwork that have never watched a hockey game, would probably never watch a Stanley Cup Finals game, but came out of the woodwork to watch the not only the men but the women and watch us sweep both. Just a great Olympics for USA Hockey.
Outstanding. Good way to start it off, Dave. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Take care.
All right. We got a lot of people that want to talk about this hockey game, and we're going to get to Mark in Sacramento. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Grant, how are you, man?
What's up, Mark?
Hey, you know, I recorded the game. I haven't watched it yet, but you told me the score, man. Why'd you do that?
Hey, Mark. I don't even know Mark, I don't even know what to say to you. You remind me of my fraternity brother who I ran into 2 days after the clocks had changed back, who was upset that he missed his test, and I asked why. He goes, I didn't know that the clocks were changed. I go, dude, that was 2 days ago. So, like, you know, come on.
Awesome.
Get with the times, Mark. Get with the times.
That's awesome, man. Thank you, Grant.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Let's get to Rhino. Rhino?
You got me now, buddy? Nope.
Yeah, I can't hear you right now when you're talking. So, sorry, man. All right, let's get to Mac. Mac, welcome to the show. What's up, Mac?
Hey, well, you know, as all of our fellow Americans, I'm thrilled with the victory. As a Sharks fan, I'm also thrilled. Even though they lost, I thought Celebrini played really well in a very pressure situation.
He was great,
and he kind of got a taste of what playoff hockey is like. And so when the Sharks do eventually get into the playoffs, that's great experience that he understands that in the NHL, it just intensifies once you get to playoff hockey. Yep. And so I was happy for him as a young player to get to taste that a little bit. But one thing I was really disappointed at Cooper when he said, well, you know, we had to take 4 players off the ice. Look, I hate 3-on-3 also. But you're telling me you got McKinnon, Celebrini, and McDavid, the top three runners for the MVP on the ice, and you think that's a disadvantage for your team? That's a disadvantage for the Americans. Like we talked about it, 3-on-3 changes the games, and there's an advantage for a certain style of play. And it was more of an advantage to the Canadians. And I thought that was a cop-out. And same with McKinnon. He made a comment. I thought that was an excuse. They need to own it. They lost. They choked. They missed wide open nets. They messed up on breakaways. And they couldn't get past Hellebuck. They should. I was disappointed on how they handled that. They choked, and I think they need to own that. Anyway, have a great day, and take it easy.
Yeah, thank you. I don't disagree with that. I really don't. At that game yesterday, and all of the opportunities that Canada had, I mean, they got no one to blame but themselves. And I'm not a fan of the overtime. I don't like the way it I think the 3-on-3 cheapens it. At least go to 4-on-4. I think you should go full strength. I'm not a fan of that at all. But I just team, hockey players in general. I've been around the game my whole life, and I was blessed to announce hockey games in the 90s in the NHL, and I've been around top-notch collegiate players that have gone on to the NHL. They're just a rare breed. They're just an amazing group of people. They truly are. And so I think about like 1980, and what happened yesterday was not a miracle. I mean, you've got some of the best players in the world playing in the National Hockey League that are American-born. But hockey's Canada's sport. That's devastating for them. Absolutely devastating to them. All right? Devastating. That is as bad of a loss on that stage in the Olympics. Now, we also need to point something out. There should be an asterisk next to this hockey tournament that we just witnessed because Russia was banned from the Olympics. Now, do I know that Russia would have been in the gold medal game? No, I don't. But what I do know is they would have put a really good team on the ice with a great goaltender, with some of the game's best players, and they would have been a factor. So not having Russia at the Olympics because they've been banned by the IOC does take a little luster off that, in my opinion. But when you get down to the United States and Canada and you look at how the gap has closed over the years, but it reminded me of the Kings and the Lakers, where there were times when you thought the Kings were better than the Lakers, including 2002 or 2002, right? And 03, and they couldn't win. And there are times last year I thought Team USA, well, I shouldn't say Team USA, but the United States team in the Four Nations tournament, I thought they were a little better than Canada, but they lost in sudden death. But this is a gigantic step for hockey in the United States. And no, that doesn't mean that you're going to be running over to your TV set and watching the NHL games on Wednesday. But for youth hockey, for the impact that this has on younger people, both the women's and men's teams, it's incredible. It really is incredible. And you think about Canada now, they have not won a Stanley Cup in such a long time. And to go home with silver and not gold, that is absolutely brutal. Brutal. I mean, there's no other way around it. It is absolutely brutal. Brutal. So we'll talk about that again, 916-779-0929. The Kings are in action tonight, looking to snap a 16-game losing streak. A couple of 10-day contracts have been given out. And so we'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. Again, Kings and Grizzlies from Memphis. Ryan and I will be on the postgame show over on YouTube and X, probably at about 7:15, 7:30 tonight. Do I think this was Sidney Crosby's last Olympics? 100%. There's no way he's going to be able to go 4 years from now. It's a shame that he couldn't play in the game yesterday. I mean, Sidney Crosby is hockey. Sid the Kid, I felt really bad when I found out that he wasn't going to be able to play in the game. He's such an ambassador for the sport. He does things the right way. So I was disappointed when he was ruled out because he means so much to the National Hockey League and so much to Canada. And he's had so many big moments in international competition. It was incredible. But say what you want about the Olympics. Hockey took over the Olympics, both on the women's side and the men's side here in the United States. The other big story, of course, Lindsey Vonn, who came out today and said that doctors saved her leg from being amputated, and she has had multiple surgeries on that left leg with the devastating fall in the downhill. That was pretty amazing to hear that. But if you think about the Olympics that we just witnessed, is there anything that you watched over the last, 17 days that tops what we just watched in that rink in Italy with the gold medals hanging around the neck of our women players and our men players and bringing down Canada in both, and both in overtime, both in dramatic fashion? And a guy that I am very proud to say is a friend of mine and somebody that I've known for a long time, that has appeared multiple times on my shows and podcasts. And what a job by the great Kenny Albert. Kenny Albert was great. He was great.
Jump behind the net. And it's Werenski. Now Jack Hughes puts it around the car. United States with numbers. Walk across it comes. Jack Hughes wins it. The golden goal for the United States. For the first time since the 1980 miracle, the United States takes the gold. Jack Hughes beating Jordan Bennington.
Again, Kenny Albert, he and Eddie Olczyk and Brian Boucher. But Eddie O, great guy. I'm also blessed to know him. What a phenomenal person he is. And I thought Kenny and Eddie in the booth with Boucher behind the glass, they were all over it yesterday. They were outstanding. Incredible. So we'll, again, come back. We'll talk more about this, the Kings, everything else going on in the world of sports at 916-779-0929. This is Grant Napear, Fox Sports, Sacramento.
We are homeowners. For any electrical project you need done, trust the good dudes at Gabroods. Locally owned, 5-star service experts, always transparent prices and solutions. Say goodbye to your electrical issues. Call Gabroods or visit Gabroods.com. G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Are you SAC Alert? Have you signed up to receive emergency alerts via phone, text, email, or app? Well, what are you waiting for? Winter is coming, and that means there is potential for storms and flooding in our county. Don't get caught off guard or left in the cold. Get urgent storm evacuation and shelter information immediately sent directly to your device. Sign up today at sacramento-alert.org. Again, that's sacramento-alert.org. It's free, quick, and easy to do, and can literally be a lifesaver.
It's Truck Month at Downtown Ford Sacramento. If you've dreamed of a new Ford truck, we've got great news. While they last, qualified Ford truck customers can take home a still brand new 2025 F-150 or a 2025 Super Duty XL at 0% APR, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days, plus $1,000 in Ford retail bonus cash on select still brand new 2025 Ford trucks. Some restrictions apply. FordSacramento.com for details.
It's the All Things Legal Show, heard every Saturday morning from 8 to 9. Join your host, Craig Ashton, with an entertaining and eclectic view of all things legal. Saturday mornings from 8 to 9. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. That's 800-690-8445.
Out here in the middle of all these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on earth. And sometimes that's how it feels when you're going through tough times. Trouble sleeping, your mind racing. So what do? We get help. There are people in our community who are here for us. Sometimes just talking to someone can make all the difference in the world. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
You know, the other aspect of what we just witnessed with the teams that we saw yesterday comprised of all NHL players, the NHL's not crazy about this. They're not crazy about their players in the middle of the season. They don't really have a choice, but if you're an LA Kings fan and you lose one of your very best players early in the Olympics against Switzerland and he's out for the year, Kevin Fiala, that's brutal. Absolutely brutal if you are a fan of the LA Kings. That's really not good. Brutal. So there is that aspect of it with international competition. I think we've gotten to a point where the board of governors, the owners, and the general managers have to go, you know what? The positive results, the pros definitely outweigh the cons. And yes, if you're an LA Kings fan, if you're the LA fan base, if you're the owner, the general manager, the coach, you hate to see that. But you look at the pros, way in front of the cons. I don't think there's any doubt about that. All right, let's get to some phone calls. 916-779-0929. Richard in Sacramento. Hi, Richard.
Hello, Grant.
Hello.
Hey, I can remember getting off the school bus and running up the steps to my house. My mom's got the front door open, and you got to watch the game. It's in the ninth inning. It's still going on. The seventh game of the World Series, 1960. I think it was the top of the ninth inning. I think somebody for the Yankees scored, and that tied the game. And then first batter up in the bottom of the ninth was Bill Mazeroski.
Yeah, that's right.
And he hit that home run.
Yep.
Oh, I got so excited. And that, Grant, that lit the fire in me for sports, baseball especially. You got to remember, there wasn't any baseball on TV back then.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, you have Pee Wee Reese and Dizzy Dean on Saturday's the game of the week. I was from Michigan. Maybe you'd watch a Tiger game on a Saturday, but that was it.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot. You're right.
We'd listen to Ernie Harwell on the radio.
Yep, WJR.
But Bill Mazeroski died over the weekend.
Yep.
And,
Thank you, Richard.
Anyway,
appreciate the memories.
Yeah, that just lit the fire at me for baseball.
Appreciate it, Richard.
Okay, thanks, Grant.
Yep, thank you very much.
Right.
916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. Kings and Grizzlies tonight, as the Kings have lost 16 games in a row. And I don't even know where to go from here anymore. I guess the question would be, are they going to win a game the rest of the year? I really mean that. And you would think that if they're going to, it would have to be against a team, not to discredit Memphis, but it would have to be, right, a game like this. They're not going to beat, well, they could beat Dallas. They're terrible. But, I mean, who's worse than Sacramento? Who's worse? in the association with the Spurs and the Pistons. That game was 4:00. And I'm curious as we move now closer to the month of March, which is hard to believe. I mean, it really is hard to believe that we're coming up on March already. Amazing, right? Amazing. It's just like, wow, where does the time go? And we're going to be getting NCAA tournament, Major League Baseball, the end of the NBA regular season, the NHL regular season. And with the Kings being so bad, there is no way in the world that you can come back and you're going to have a new head coach. You're going to have a high draft pick. And that are you going to have, right? And where is the confidence level with management right now today as you move forward? Because I think it's all a map. I think a map. Scott Perry has done some very good in year one, things that are just ridiculously, in my opinion. And Russell Westbrook is at the top of the list. And maybe right next to that list are his 6 principles, right? The 6 standards of what the Kings demand, which is, it's elementary school stuff. So to me, the Dennis Schroeder son, terrible decision. Fortunate to move him. But, Dylan Cardwell, A+ decision. Max Reno, A+ in the draft. I'm not sold at all on Nick Clifford. I think he's very overrated. I'm not saying that he can't be good, but I think that we in this community overvalue the heck out of him. And I think offensively, he's got real issues. I think his foot speed is an issue. I think his lack of speed is an issue. And I think he can play in the league, but I don't think he's going to be anything like we had thought coming out of Summer League. Now, I'm not ready to make that a, etched in stone comment because he is only in his first season. But I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. And I know that when we were doing the postgame show on YouTube and X a couple of weeks ago, we had, 30 points against Cleveland. Everyone was going gaga. And I said, hold on, everything. I go, Scout Law BCA had 32 in a game against Phoenix. So let's put the brakes on here. You gotta put the brakes on a little bit. I think he's an NBA player. I just don't think he's where we thought he would be. And I think that there are aspects of his game that right now, I'm not so sure we're ever going to see that. That's my take. But what about you? 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. Now that the Olympics are over, and as I was saying, with the March Madness and the tournament coming up, with baseball spring training really getting into full gear, although I don't get into spring training unless I'm at the games. The regular season, of course, you've got the A's here, year 2 of 3. By the way, for those that still don't think they're moving, go spend a moment and look at the development and the construction of the ballpark in Vegas, which is coming along very nicely. This is a temporary home, but you've got the A's for at least this summer. So we'll focus in on that. They've got some really exciting young players. You got a new manager with the Giants. Unfortunately, they're in a division with the Dodgers. I don't know how you compete with that. So, I mean, it's going to be an interesting spring because the Kings are going to get, in all likelihood, they're not going to do any worse than 4, in all likelihood. And so you are going to get a player that can help your team if you select the right player. Now, I had Scott Pollard on last week. He doesn't think that there is a franchise player in this draft, meaning that guy that you build the team around. He would take Boozer And he said, just give me him right now and I'd be fine. But he doesn't think there is that dynamic, franchise-changing player in this draft. Jerry Reynolds agreed with that as well. But you can get a player that's going to help your team. All right? And the Kings have to make sure that they draft the right player. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Obviously, we'll follow the game when it starts at 5 o'clock with the Kings and the Grizzlies. Then it's on for 2 games in Texas, Dallas and Houston. They've got the Lakers on this trip. Listen, you can look at the schedule, right? And you might play a team. I'm going to bring up the schedule right here. You may take on a team, okay, that's doing the exact same thing you're doing, where no one's playing. And it's just basically a glorified scrimmage. But if you don't win tonight, all right, and that would be 17 in a row, that's if. You go to Houston, the next night, Dallas, then the Lakers, Phoenix at home. By the way, bad injury for Dylan Brooks, out 4 to 6 weeks. Pelicans, you got a lot of games coming up that you can win even if you have a JV squad on the floor. Chicago, Indiana, Charlotte, Utah, right? Charlotte on the road, Brooklyn on the road in March. There are a lot of winnable games, even if you're playing a JV lineup. So do I think they're going to win a game? Yes, they're going to win a game. Do I think that there are 5 more wins on the schedule? No, I don't. No, I don't. And I think that we'll look back on this in time, and we will consider this the worst season and the worst team in the history of the Sacramento Kings. And I don't really think that's going to be debatable. I just don't. I don't see how we could have a conversation and not talk about the 2026 Kings being right at the top of the list. There is very little that has made sense to me this year with this team. It's so sad that here we are in the final week of February and the fans are still dealing with the same nonsense. It really is sad. There's just no other way to say it. Because these fans deserve so much better. So much better. And you know what? They're not getting it. And you also have to be very careful that you're going to expect too much next year just because you may have the first, second, third, or fourth pick. No. Don't go that route. Cooper Flagg's on the Dallas Mavericks. There's no Cooper Flags in this year's draft, I don't believe. And has he turned around the Dallas Mavericks? So, understand that. All right? Said, as a Kings fan, I'm circling May 10th on my calendar. The day will set up next season and the future of this organization. I think you're way overboard there. Okay? I don't think it sets up the future of the organization. I don't agree with that. I think it helps, obviously, the future of the organization, and it certainly should make your team better. And if you draft the right player, okay, then maybe so. Rhino?
May 10th, huh?
Yeah, May 10th.
May 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it changes, like you said. You got to be in that top 4. And I think you've kind of hit the nail on the head on this. You cannot take a player with red flags.
Nope. No, you cannot. All right, so tell us what's going on here. I'm on video today, and so we're getting on with the sign of the times. I saw you were on video Friday, which is kind of scary that we're on video. So let's talk to everybody.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? The simulcast is here. We're going to be continuing to add some new features to it. But we are streaming to every platform, including those that if you don't like that. So if you want to keep seeing the simulcast, you got to go follow Fox Sports Sacramento on YouTube. We've got the link that's in the chat of the simulcast and also the QR code on the screen. So thank you all for being here. It's been a long time coming. But Napes, now they've got two bugs.
Yeah, and I'm just glad I'm not bald with the way the camera is on my head. I'm going to have to change that. I'm look, but I have a full head of hair. Unlike 3 years ago when we shaved our heads at Bennett's for charity.
Well, you know, for a price, we might be bald here again.
We
in a
might.
few
I'm
weeks.
open for.
Just saying.
I am open for donations. Speaking of Bennett's, I am going to be taking the show on the road, Ryan, a week from Wednesday at the Bennett's on Roseville. Eureka and Lead Hill is the location, and I will be out there a week from this Wednesday doing my show from 3 to 6 out at Bennett's. So come on out and see me. Of course, we got the Capital Brew Fest coming up a week from Saturday. And we're looking forward to being out there. So we got a lot of things going on here in the next couple of weeks. But I wanted to alert everyone, Bennett's in Roseville a week from Wednesday. All right? Doing the show out there from 3 to 6.
Be a lot of fun. That was the scene of the original crime.
Yes, that was. That is correct. That's where we had our head shaved. Yes. Yes. Bennett's American Cooking. I will make sure that I get a very nice meal when I'm working. But I won't eat while I'm working. I will eat either before or after.
Yes,
I don't want to be grossing people out on camera.
Yeah. Don't want you to, be running around either. Besides, Brian, he put out a really nice spread for everybody that came out last time as well.
Yes.
So make sure you come say hello.
Yeah, that is, again, it could be a week from Wednesday. All right, we'll take the time out. We'll come right back here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
If you've been waiting to buy a home, then you must be prepared to act soon for what's about to happen in the real estate market. The expected Fed rate cuts will renew the housing market demand. Buyers, like you, will flood the market. Bidding wars will happen, homes will sell quickly. You need to get your ducks in a row, and the best way to start is with an experienced broker to represent you. Village Financial's Spencer Grimmenstein is that broker. Spencer's white glove service, boutique experience, one-stop shop method makes it so easy. Spencer will navigate you through the process from start to finish. He has extensive home listings to choose from throughout Northern California. His 30-year mortgage brokering experience will get you the best rates. He also has access to private money, getting your offer accepted and closed. And don't forget that it makes sense to call Spence. Call now to schedule a free home buying consultation. 916-805-4868. 916-805-4868. Or visit Spencer's Village Financial website at bfgloans.com.
Do you need new tires, but you've been putting it off? Don't wait any longer. Get the best in tires today and save. Get to Express Tires at 7215 Watt Avenue. They've got sets of Bridgestone and Firestone tires on sale and on site, ready for your car or truck.
With Sacramento Naturopathic Medical Center located in Midtown. Living your best life is something you can get started on today. Visit gettingbetternow.com.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. That's 800-690-8445.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
All right, we are talking post-Olympics and the game yesterday, the overtime game, the United States in a thriller, beating Canada. Just amazing. When I say it's amazing, it shouldn't be amazing. It should be standard, and we should expect that from our athletes in the Olympics with their conduct and their post-game interviews and their constant acknowledgement of the name on the front of their jersey instead of the back of the jersey. I thought it was great. I thought the whole thing was great. And congratulations to Team USA and their overtime win on yesterday. 916-779-0929. Again, that's 916-779-0929. The other topic that I want to get into, and I think that you have to now, with a 16-game losing streak, and yes, there have been a lot of injuries. We get that. But this season, I would think, to this point, it's got to be the worst season in the history of the franchise. Let's say hello to Jeff in Auburn. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Hey, Grant, how you doing?
Good, Jeff.
I want to talk about the USA goalie. Those two fantastic saves he had.
Yep.
The one with his stick. That was
on Taves on the doorstep. Yep.
And then Celebrini's breakaway. I thought for sure Celebrini was going to score, and I thought that they should have been a penalty with Celebrini crashing into him in the net. Is that or is that allowed?
No, that's not a penalty.
Oh, okay. I'm not too familiar with all the rules, but I got up and watched it, and I was on pins and needles, and it was one hell of a game. But that goalie, he should have got MVP. Canada outshot us, and that second period was just crazy.
I mean, when you look back at that game, and Eddie Olczyk pointed that out in between the second and third intermission when he was talking with Mike Tirico, that, they should have been up 3-1, 4-1 going into the third, but it was 1-1.
I know it. Canada was they were just manhandling us in that period, and they were just on fire, and and then to stop them on the 5-on-3 power play.
That was the turning point of the game, really.
Not too many people are talking about that. That was one hell of a penalty kill.
That's exactly right. That aspect, that period where they had a two-man advantage for about $1.50 because they had to wait for the first penalty to get their two-man advantage because they had been in the box. But that 5-on-3 was, I agree with you, the most critical stretch of the game for Team USA to kill that penalty off. I'm with you. That was huge.
Okay, Grant, nice talking to you, and I hope the Kings find a way to win tonight. I watch them, but it's a hard watch.
Yeah, it is a hard watch. There's no doubt about that. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Grant, how big of a deal is this in Canada?
Oh, it's gigantic. I talked about this in the first segment. I can tell you from my background of calling hockey and knowing so many Canadian hockey players that have played in the National Hockey League and their childhood, their ascent through juniors, and in many cases, Division I, minors into the NHL, some going directly into the NHL. I would tell you that this is a demoralizing period of time for all Canadians. And when I say all Canadians, you'd be very hard-pressed to find a Canadian that doesn't watch hockey. And even if they watch it casually or not that much, they were all watching the Olympics.
Because you lose that gold medal, you had the women who did not win it, and then the Stanley Cup, same thing, has not been there in what feels like ages.
Exactly.
Canada.
Well, it has been. It's been decades.
Yeah, it's got to be right up there. Is this like you relook at your program if you're Canada?
Well, I'll give you the equivalent, okay? It's the equivalent of when the United States lost the gold medal, what was it, 84 in basketball.
Yeah.
When I think John Thompson was the coach, if I'm not mistaken, or was it Bobby Knight? But when they did not win gold, whatever year that was a black eye for America because basketball has always been supreme. And hockey in Canada has always been the same way. And those inferior Americans to our South think they're all good, but they can't beat us. Well, guess what? That changed yesterday.
It was really classy what the team did afterwards.
It was incredible.
I mean, you're not human if that didn't hit you right where it counts.
You could not, I guess, I want to think of the proper adjective, conduct. You could not have conducted yourself any better than the United States hockey team did yesterday in every aspect of their interviews, bringing the Gaudreau kids out onto the ice. Everything, I mean, it was amazing. It was absolutely incredible. It was incredible. Incredible.
Derek says Canada has not won the Stanley Cup since 1993. Well, you know what they can do, Grant? They can melt all those silver medals and make their own cup, a loser's cup.
That's exactly right.
How about that?
Well, you think about 1993 because I remember the following year very well because that's the year the Rangers beat Vancouver in 7 games. But when I think back to that period of time, you know, the Edmonton Oilers won 4 cups after the Islanders won from 80 to 84, and then Gretzky, Curry, Messier, Anderson, you know, they had their run. Then Gretzky left to go to L.A., and, you know, the Canadians were great in the 70s and before that. But when you're thinking about a country with the storied franchises that are in that country, and the fact that the Maple Leafs haven't won since the 60s, all right? And they have the #1 attendance in the league in terms of revenue. They have, I mean, the Hockey Hall of Fame is there. It's really the equivalent of like the Knicks being as bad as they've been for as long as they've been. It's kind of a similar situation. Like the New York market and the Toronto market, basketball and hockey are very similar. Very similar.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I've said it a zillion times. I am not a major hockey guy. I watch the big games, especially in the playoffs, now the Olympics, but hockey players and apes, they are just built different.
Their mindset's different. As I said, I've got so many friends that have played in the NHL. Hey, I tended bar for the whole team over a weekend. No, but they are the most down-to-earth athletes. They're just regular guys. I guess there's no other way to say it. They're just regular guys. They are a throwback. They're not spoiled. They're not entitled. The game does not allow you to be entitled because you'll get killed on the ice. So there is no entitlement. Everything is earned. Nothing is given. It is truly a man's game. And that's why what Macklin Celebrini is doing for the Sharks and what he did for Team Canada at age 19 is remarkable and spectacular, and everything else that you want to say is an amazing achievement. But if you look at hockey players across the board, they are a rare breed, and it has to do with growing up in small towns, which a lot of these players do, whether it's in Canada or the United States. In this case, the United States, because You can't play on Team USA. It's not American. But they're, and I would say the same thing for the Canadian players. They're the same way. There's just a great sense of pride for what they do. I mean, I thought last year, Ryan, might have been a better example than the Olympics because we know what they're playing for in the Olympics. They're playing for incredible honor. But the Four Nations last year, amazing. All right, where are we at? We're not a break yet, right? So we got a couple minutes. My clock just went off for a minute. But I'm just going to say that if you want to know what hockey players are like, all you have to do is go back and watch the tournament last year with the Four Nations, okay, which is basically a replacement for the All-Star weekend, and that they captivated a TV audience, had well over 10 million watching the final game with the United States and Canada. And again, it didn't mean anything, really, for all intents and purposes. It was a made-for-TV tournament to replace the All-Star game, and they played as if their lives were on the line. I love that, Ryan. That's what I love about it.
No doubt about it. And to a degree, that's changed the way that other teams, leagues are looking at their formats, like you saw with the All-Star game this year in the NBA.
Yeah, and that's why the NBA did that. You're exactly right. So if you want to talk about that, 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. Big game coming up here in a little bit. San Antonio and Detroit in the NBA. Not a big game. Would be an hour later, and that's Memphis hosting Sacramento. Not a big game. Not a big game. I'm hoping that one of these days we can talk about good back-to-back games for Nick Clifford. I'm still waiting.
Yeah, he did not start, and I don't have a problem with it, but I do have a problem with Doug continuing to go back to Westbrook at different times.
He's so in love with Westbrook, you can't help it.
It's insane.
It's this is honestly the worst coaching job I've ever seen in all of my years of covering the NBA. I can't remember a more out-of-place head coach for an NBA team than Doug Christie with the Sacramento Kings. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. From the post-game press conferences to the rotations to the coaching decisions. And I'm well aware he's been dealt a very bad hand with all the injuries and everything. I acknowledge that. We should all acknowledge that. But his coaching is horrible.
Yeah, but what did we say at the break? He's going to have a chance to start over, right? You've got 25 games. Do it the right way. You've seen the minutes starting to go down, but if the Kings are even somewhat close to in a game, what does he do? He goes back to Westbrook in the fourth. And
it's terrible.
Boom,
He's
done.
been horrible lately. I don't know if it's his age. He's tired, the legs, but he played very well in the first month or two, and then really the last 2 months, the last month in particular, he's been awful, terrible, just terrible, terrible. I mean, there's no other way to say it. And how about Devin Carter not playing? And listen, I understand the guy can't put the ball in the ocean, but were you going to give him? That's the run you're going to give him. You're only going to give him that opportunity to play in a handful of games, and now you're not playing him anymore.
That was the most frustrating thing because that was the exact defensive situation you wanted to see Devin Carter in because of his length.
Thank you.
You want to see him play against bigger guards and see if it works out. But no, let's just go to Daquan Plowden. Nothing against Plowden.
It's a joke.
Just doesn't make sense.
So Keon Ellis didn't make sense. That's why he's in Cleveland now. And he's loving life, and he's playing, guess what? He's playing over 20 minutes every night on a team that is really good, winning games, and Keon is a big part of their bench now.
Doesn't he look like a different player, Napes?
You know why? Because his organization believes in him. They've given him confidence. They've acknowledged, hey, we're happy to have you here, and we know you can help us, and you're going to be playing every night. So I don't know about you. The worst franchise in the NBA and one of the worst franchises in sport, and they buried me, and I go to a good team, I'd be happy too. We'll talk about that and more when we come back on Fox Sports Sacramento.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. That's 800-690-8445.
It's Truck Month at Downtown Ford Sacramento. If you've dreamed of a new Ford truck, we've got great news. While they last, qualified Ford truck customers can take home a still brand new 2025 F-150 or a 2025 Super Duty XL at 0% APR, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days, plus $1,000 in Ford retail bonus cash on select, still brand new 2025 Ford trucks. Some restrictions apply, so visit downtownfordsacramento.com for details.
You've been saying you're going to pay better attention to your home's honeydews. Check one off your list right now by calling Gabrud Services to schedule a 12-point inspection of your home's electrical system. The safe rule of thumb is every 5 years for an inspection. If it's been 5 years or more, call Gabrud's now. A qualified technician will provide a thorough inspection of the electrical system to ensure it's safe or alert you to potential problems. At Gabrud's, electrical work is all we do. We are the area's recognized experts for anything electrical, and our number one priority is ensuring your home and family are safe. You've been saying you'll pay better attention to your home. Stop saying it. Make the call to Gabrud's. Talk with a real person and schedule your 12-point inspection today. Gabrud's, locally owned for more than 30 years. Gubrud's.
Call the good dudes at Gabrud's. Gubrud's. Gabrud's.com.
Welcome to Par 18 Golf, Northern California's premier TrackMan Golf Performance Center. If you love the game of golf, you're going to love Par 18 Golf. Par 18 Golf is where serious golfers go to elevate their game to an entirely new level. Par 18 Golf features Ultra-Tech TrackMan practice bays. These are the very same golf simulator systems that PGA players use to perfect their game. TrackMan system use Doppler radar and high-speed cameras that give you instant feedback on your swing. It analyzes distance, ball spin, face angle, and club path. It's how the world's very best players train. Open for both private and group events, with memberships, leagues, and coaching available. It's for serious golfers who demand more of their game. Located inside the historic Nimbus Winery in Rancho Cordova. Open every day by reservation, rain or shine, day or night. Visit par18golf.com today and experience the future of golf performance.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
The voice of Sacramento sports is back.
Hear Grant Napear every weekday beginning at 3 right here. KSAC 890 AM Olivehurst, K284CM 104.7 FM Sacramento.
From the text line, from the 916, cities win Stanley Cups, not countries. 60% of the players are Canadian in the U.S. in the NHL. That's not the point. First of all, cities don't win Stanley Cups. Teams win Stanley Cups. Okay? That's number one. Number two, that's not the point I was making. The point I'm making is that of all the franchises in Canada, the last team to win a Stanley Cup was 1993. And for a country that has Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, right? Winnipeg hasn't been there the whole time. Calgary, Edmonton, right? Ottawa, I mean, it's embarrassing. I mean, there's no other way to say it. And if you don't think that is a point of contention and an issue for the Canadians, you're wrong. All right? It's a great source of embarrassment. So, I mean, you got to deal with reality here. Here's another one. This on our YouTube channel on the chat line. Love the hockey talk. I live in Vegas now, so the Vegas Golden Knights, my team. For a few Kings fans in Sac, take a road trip to watch the Sharks. Tickets are cheap. Lower level, you can get you in. I don't know if they're still cheap with how good their 19-year-old phenom's been. But as far as Vegas, yeah, and listen, you know, again, I say this, and I'm being transparent. George McPhee is one of my best friends in life. And George built that team literally from the ground floor up. And they went to the Stanley Cup Finals in their first year. And then 5 years later, won a cup. And, you know, Kelly McCrimmon and George have done a phenomenal job in Vegas. They're still right up there with a chance to win the cup again this year. They had 6 players on the ice yesterday representing Vegas in the game that we watched yesterday. 6. They got a really good team. George is great, not good. George is great at building teams. He drafted Alex Ovechkin when he was the GM of Washington. He put that whole team together that went on and won the cup. And then he goes to Vegas, and he takes an expansion franchise, and they go all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals in the first year. And they're good every year. They think they've only 1 year they haven't been good, and they had a lot of injuries. But they're right there. They're cup potential every year. And, of course, 3 seasons ago when they beat Florida, and then Florida has won the last 2 Stanley Cups. And if you know anything about hockey, you can talk all you want about money. The players that play in the National Hockey League play to get their name on the Stanley Cup. That's what it's about. Yeah, they'll take the money too. Thank you very much. But it is about getting your name on the cup. And I've talked to players about that. And I have friends that have their names on the Stanley Cup. And George now has his name on the cup. He couldn't do it as a player. They lost in the finals when he was with Pat Quinn of the Vancouver Canucks. Lost in the finals with Washington. Lost in the finals with Vegas. And then won in the finals with Vegas. And it means the world. All right, tonight, Devin Carter out. Back soreness. Zach Edey is out. Coward is out. Aldama is out. Anybody playing tonight? Are they getting, Rhino, they're going to take a number from the stands and say, come on down.
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, it would be. Come on down.
I wonder what the line's going to be on this one. It's going to be interesting.
I wonder if Zach's at the game. Zach Randolph, you got to have him come down and put on a jersey and play 15 to 20 minutes.
I'm sure he probably could, Grant.
One of the great guys I've ever met in the NBA, Zach Randolph. Wow. What a phenomenal person he is.
Hey, back to that cup really quick.
Yeah.
Is that thing about to run out of room?
No, they take the bottom part off it. I think you're on there for it's quite a long time. But then once it's taken, once the cup, more winners, and it's taken off and it's sent to the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because if not, it would, eventually be like the Empire State Building.
Exactly.
You wouldn't be able to carry it around. So no, the bottom part of the cup, which is the oldest, when the top layer now gets full, then they take the bottom off, and that goes to the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
I wonder how long you're actually usually on the cup for then.
It's decades. It's a long time. I talked to the individual that is in charge of transporting the cup. He's very famous. He's got white hair, and his job is to take care of the Stanley Cup. He's got 2 other people that work with him. And because when you win the cup, every player in the organization gets the cup for 24 hours. So I've showed you the pictures of me being at George's house in Vegas with the Stanley Cup. And I told you, when I had the cup in my hands, it's 37 pounds. And I was going to put it over my head. He goes, Napes, do not hoist the cup. I'm like, what? He goes, Napes, don't hoist the cup. And I know George well enough to know he was serious.
Yeah.
And he's like, you need to be part of the team to hoist the cup. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, man, I won't hoist it. I brought it up to my waist and I stopped, but I was going to raise it over my head. But he goes, Napes, don't raise the cup. I'm like, okay, I got you. Everything in hockey's tradition.
Yeah, so the guy that travels with it, was he at George's house watching over you guys?
Oh, absolutely. He pulled up in the SUV with the Stanley Cup in the case, and he and the other two individuals took the case out of the SUV and put it on the ground and opened up the case, took the cup out, had cloths, dusted it all off and everything. And in other words, had a table that it set on. They picked out a location to put the cup, which was on basically George's patio, on a table that is built for the cup. And then, George and I each had the cup. I had the end of the cup. He had where the liquid and whatever else goes into that cup. There's been some pretty wild stories.
Baptisms?
He's holding that end, and we have pictures, and then I've got the cup by myself. And then, I mean, again, I've known George since he was 18 years old at college as a freshman. And I watched his whole career and followed his career from a perspective that would be like following a family member.
Sure.
So I know how much it meant to him. And he was like, Napes, I'm going to have the cup at my house in October. And I'm like, I'll be there. I'm like, don't even worry about it. I'm there. I was there. Yeah.
Can you imagine the stories the guy that manages the cup probably has?
Let me tell you something. That individual has seen so many things. He could write a book, but nobody would believe it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But he's a great guy. Great guy. And I was talking with him and the other two individuals. And again, that's their job, to take care of the Stanley Cup. And this is maybe the most revered trophy in all of sport. Like, it's not a job that you don't take seriously. It's
Right.
like, it's a big deal taking care of the Stanley Cup. It's a big deal. I mean, that cup is not out of their eyes. I mean, that's their job. Their job is to take care of the Stanley Cup.
It's the most revered trophy in major sports.
No doubt. It's not even close.
Yeah. The respect that it's given when it comes to the process that the players go through when they win it and they all put it above their heads or skate around the rink that night. It's just unlike anything else.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Open Championship in golf and the Claret Jug, that's a huge, huge deal for golfers. I mean, huge deal, right? I mean, that is always talked about, and that has so much history to it. The Stanley Cup's got so much history to it. It's a great trophy.
Stanley Cup or green jacket?
Well, it depends whether you're a golfer or a hockey player, Rhino.
Yeah, yeah. But just from a fan base, from a fan point of view, I wonder which one a fan would say.
I would think a Stanley Cup.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. Post-game show tonight. Jerry is not feeling well, so it'll be just you and me, buddy.
We'll bring you home.
Yeah. The Kings and the two powerful teams going at it tonight. What do you think the attendance will be in that game? Hey, do me a favor when you get a chance.
Yeah.
I could do it too, but I don't want to mess it up. At some point, just do me a favor and go to the secondary market and let me know what the tickets are available for in the great city of Memphis, Tennessee, for this game that's going to start in exactly 60 minutes from now. What can I go, if I'm in Memphis and I want to go to the game, what's it going to cost me?
It's got to be in the single digits.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Has to.
Yeah. What do you think? $9? Or are you going to go low? All right, I'm going to put the over-under at 8.5. You're going under or over?
I'm going to go over.
So you think it's $9?
Yeah.
I'm going to go under.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
Let us know in the chat what you think.
916-779-0929. Yeah, let us know. What do you think? All right. Over or under? I gave you the number. 8.5. If you want to go to the game tonight, if you are in Memphis. All right. We got people that want to get in on the program, so you can give us a call. We'll get to you as soon as we can at 916-779-0929. Again, that's 779-0929. Don't forget, tomorrow, Sean Salisbury. Looking forward to having him on, talking about a variety of topics with Sean. That is coming up tomorrow, right after Grant's Rant. Speaking of Grant's Rant, yes, indeed. I will have Grant's Rant for you in a little less than an hour. Always fun. Start off the week with a rant. All right, let's get to phone calls, and we say good afternoon to Javier in Vacaville. Javier, what's going on?
How you doing today, Mr. Napier?
I'm well, thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. I heard you fine, Javier. So you'll have to call back. Maybe something's going on with your phone. I don't know, but I heard you just fine. Heard you fine. My favorite Zach Randolph moment was when he told Cousins, where I'm from, bullies get bullied. Yeah, that was great. That was in New Orleans at the free throw line. And right before that, and you could hear him saying that, where I'm from, bullies get bullied. An absolute classic. All right, let's get to Javier again, see if you can hear me now. Javier, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry about that, Mr. Napier.
All right, go ahead, buddy.
So I had a question for Mr. Rhino and or yourself. If, you guys get media access to ask Mr. Christie some questions post-game.
I don't go to that. Just to be transparent, that's Ryan. That's not me, but go ahead.
Okay, so for Mr. Rhino, and this is for all the callers, I'm still waiting for we're 58 games through now, so I'm waiting. Are we ever going to see the 94 feet of defense that we were told in September, October? I'm still waiting for that to take place because I'm waiting to see when is that actually going to take place. And when is them winning the fight and winning the game, when does that come about? And the last thing is we're 58 games through, and has the King Show started yet? Because I'm still waiting for that episode to begin. Or is it the King Show that he was referring to?
I'm with you 100% on all of this.
12-46, and I'm just, this is going to sound really, extreme and almost, I could say an exaggeration, but some people feel like that, and talked about where I'm from, like they need to move. And that's not logical because, we know Vivek is going to pinch every penny he can, but this is just, we're talking about, can the Kings not lose by 20 points every night? And I'm still wondering where all these things, we're not going to do what Mike Brown taught defensively with his strategic, install of how they do this technique defensively, his overall defensive concepts. Well, what is what we're watching called? Is this the King Show or has it not began yet? Because I'm still waiting, and I want to know if Mr. Rhino, can you go ask him, from a concerned Kings fan, has the King Show started? When are they going to begin to play 94 feet? And when are they going to resume trying to win the fight and the game itself again? Or is that no longer something that's applicable to the season? Because I'm just wondering, 58 games through, I'm kind of puzzled.
Well, the problem
with
the Kings is they talk too much and they don't act, and they give you a bunch of BS. 6 core principles is a joke. It's embarrassing. This whole season we just need to forget about and just move forward to next year and hope that we can start over.
But what's a worry is, again, when he talks about Scott Perry, that is, when he talks about 2027, it's as if he's getting paid to sit there on his hands, literally and figuratively, until contracts expire. Like, your job is to make deals happen. And to say the NBA is a hard job to do as a general manager, everybody's life in real time as a working employee in the United States is hard to do, but you have to do it. You're getting paid millions of dollars. When he's on the air saying, when he has public press conference, it's hard to make deals and takes 2 to take. You are the general manager. I don't want to hear about it's hard. Yeah, you're getting paid millions of dollars to solve these problems. And if you can't do it until 2027, then nobody should watch or go to any Kings game until next year.
Yeah, but I
disagree.
disagree with you a little bit in this. Making a bad deal for the sake of making a deal doesn't help out anybody. So, you're not privy to what's going on. And, yeah, we all want deals made. But if it's the deal that doesn't make sense, if it's a deal that doesn't help you out in the future, you're not going to make it. So I have to give them a little bit of latitude there.
So the Utah Jazz, where they traded too many picks for Jaren Jackson or not, or Trae Young got traded for a salary dump, or I'm not even going to consider Anthony Davis. He's the walking outfit of the year. He's always in the street clothes. I'm saying even the Jaren Jackson Trae Young deal, those were deals that I'm not saying the Kings should have went and pursued, but they weren't even in the conversation for. We're over here betting on us getting the first overall pick and betting on a 19-year-old to change his franchise around. What kind of fairness is that to the first overall pick?
Well, there are 19-year-olds that come into the league that change the league around. It doesn't happen overnight, but it can happen. So I think, listen, I understand your frustration. I get that. But I in this particular instance, I think you're being a little bit too critical. A lot of the things I agree with you, but you can. There's nothing wrong with drafting a 19-year-old if it's the right 19-year-old.
Well, do you want Peterson or DeBonta then, sir? I want to know.
Well, I don't want Peterson based on what Scott Pollard said, and I will tell you that Scott's batting 1,000 with players that come out of Kansas into the NBA, and he said he would pass on him.
Okay, so DeBonta or Boozer?
Well, Boozer, to me, is an automatic double-double every day. I'm not the right person to ask, but I would tell you this. I'm going to have a lot of so-called experts on the show starting in March, and we're going to break down all of these players, Javier, every one of them. Thank you, buddy.
That, sir, and so much for your time today. I'll be tuning into those conversations with those draft experts, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes, we are going to be doing that, and I am very much looking forward to that. Hey, I want to talk to you about Village Financial Group. And you've heard me talk about the expected Fed rate cuts and what impact that will have on the housing market. Bidding wars, houses are going to be on the move quickly. Are you ready for that? If you are in the market here in 2026 to buy a home or sell a home, Spencer is the man with over 30 years in the mortgage business, okay? He's a broker and owner of Village Financial Group, and he will take you from the start line to the finish line. It's kind of like a white glove service, a boutique experience. That's what it's like with Spencer at Village Financial Group. And also keep in mind, he has access to private money. He is a specialist when it comes to financing. Give Spencer a call or text him at 916-805-4868. That's 916-805-4868. You can also look at the many, many, many listings available on their website at bfgloans.com. It makes sense to call Spence at 916-805-4868. Village Financial Group, looking out for your best interest. Give me a call, text message, or on the chat line on our YouTube page. Hit me up. We'll get to it next right here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
You've been saying you're going to pay better attention to your home's honeydews. Check one off your list right now by calling Gabrud Services to schedule a 12-point inspection of your home's electrical system. The safe rule of thumb is every 5 years for an inspection. If it's been 5 years or more, call Gabrud's now. A qualified technician will provide a thorough inspection of the electrical system to ensure it's safe or alert you to potential problems. At Gabrud's, electrical work is all we do. We are the area's recognized experts for anything electrical, and our number one priority is ensuring your home and family are safe. You've been saying you'll pay better attention to your home. Stop saying it. Make the call to Gabrud's. Talk with a real person and schedule your 12-point inspection today. Gabrud's, locally owned for more than 30 years. Gubrud's.
Call the good dudes at Gabrud's. Gubrud's. Gabrud's.com.
Some call it overplanning. At Sierra Pacific Home and Comfort, we call it foresight. Be prepared for the next power outage with a Generac home standby generator system. When the power goes out, your Generac system kicks in, so you've always got power no matter what. Upgrade your home with a Generac home standby generator system professionally installed by the energy pros at Sierra Pacific Home and Comfort.
Sierra Pacific Solar Heating and Air. The guys in the big red trucks.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
All right, $4. If you're in the Memphis, Tennessee area, $4. Ryan went over, I went under. $4. If you want to go watch the Mighty Kings take on the mighty Memphis Grizzlies, $4.
You're a bad lines maker.
I said 8.5, man. So I was bad. But if I had said 4.5, would have anybody gone under?
No. And that includes fees, too.
Yes.
That's all in.
Yes. How about that? It's amazing what happens to the fees when you get desperate.
Yeah.
They
right.
just suddenly disappear.
So odd.
Yes.
I thought they had to be there, Grant.
Unbelievable, huh?
What do you do if you're Adam Silver and you're looking at ticket prices like that? I know it's not his problem, it's the owner's problem, but that's just a bad look for the league.
Yeah, it is.
Terrible.
It is a bad look.
Yeah,
it is a bad look. 916-779-0929. Quick travel segment for you.
Ooh.
On a recent flight. By the way, I will never, ever, 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 ever get on a plane without my noise-canceling headsets.
Uh-huh.
You know how they say don't leave home without it? The credit card? I'll never leave home without my noise-canceling headsets. So, I'm on a 2-hour and 45-minute flight. And I have a mom and a lap child right next to me. And I've been there before. I get it. This little girl was probably 2.5. Was wound up like a clock the entire flight. I don't know if it was a sugar high or what. Continually was bumping into me, which I'm okay with. I mean, again, it's a little girl, she's 2.5, and the mom's doing the best she can. Spilled 2 drinks on me. One a water, another an apple juice. Was standing in front of her mom when it was time to eat. Food going everywhere.
Oh.
And I'm just like, I am on the flight from hell. Please get me off this plane. And I was up in the economy against the window, so I couldn't go anywhere. And I was just like, oh, my gosh. That's a bad experience right there.
Need a poncho.
Oh,
man.
So, that's, has that ever happened to you?
No, I have not had the kid experience, and luckily my kid has not been that kid. It's spilling everything. But I've had the PDA experience where I am on or in the aisle seat and 2 people are, just a little too handsy. And let's just say they don't both fit into their chairs properly.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's about as bad.
Yeah, I felt bad for the mom. She's doing the best she can. Stuff's all over the place. I'm helping her pick things up off the floor.
Look at you. That's nice.
Well, of course.
That's a good thing to do.
Listen, I'm a parent. I've been there before. I mean, it's awful. But if I didn't have the noise-canceling headsets, I may have figured out a way to jump off the plane mid-flight. I would be like Cooper, whatever the name was.
Who jumped off a plane? Cooper?
Yeah, look it up. What was the Cooper? Look it up. 727, famous person that they believe jumped off the back of the plane, and it's an ongoing story. There's been a movie made of it, but yes, absolutely. I'm trying. What's the name? Gosh, now it's going to drive me crazy. Yeah.
I've always wondered why they don't include parachutes. You know, you get the little thing that drops down for the oxygen. You have a little bag in front of you in case you're not feeling well. Why not just throw the parachute as part of the chair?
Did you get that? Who's the person that they feel came off the back of the 727? What was that name? D.B. Cooper.
D.B. Cooper.
There you go.
1971.
Yep.
The famous case involves an unidentified man who hijacked.
Yep.
You left that part out.
Yep.
Extorted $200,000 in ransom and parachuted from the plane into, here you go, Grant, a thunderstorm.
There you have it. D.B. Cooper. There's been a lot of speculation that he survived, and I don't know the answer to that, just like we don't know what happened to the escapees on Alcatraz.
Yeah. What's the East Coast guy they never found? The mob may have got.
Jimmy Hoffa?
Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, they feel he's buried under the old Giant Stadium.
Could be.
That was the rumor. Yeah, but Jimmy Hoffa, same thing. You know, now I was going to say that's almost impossible, but you think about it, they still haven't found the Malaysia Flight 370.
That one's so bizarre.
No, that's the most bizarre aviation. That's the biggest mystery in aviation of all time. Okay? It has to be.
With today's technology?
That's correct.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable to me that that plane has never been found. Isn't that incredible?
It's hard to fathom, to be quite honest with you. I remember we were in San Francisco when that whole thing was going down live. I mean, what is since you are such an
I believe it's 100% deliberate, in my opinion, by the pilot. I don't think there's any other way that could have happened. And in my opinion, and I have no facts to back this up, I believe that it was a case where the pilot basically hijacked the plane and had it all planned out.
And just flew it till it ran out of gas?
Yeah, but they had if you really do research on that, it's a fascinating story. And there's a lot of different theories to how it got to the Indian Ocean. Because you got to remember, first of all, the Indian Ocean's not that far from where they were flying over, I believe it was the South China Sea at the time. So it's that, but to evade and elude all of the detection is like almost impossible.
Yeah, it's a great point.
And the fact that there's a wide range of opinion on what happened, like, is there a cover-up? Do people really know what happened and they're not saying it?
Somebody in the chat says, didn't they find pieces of that airplane?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Yes, they did. There's, I believe, a winglet and part of the wing and other. Yes, I believe that has been the case. But they don't know where the plane went down. You know, there were those that thought that the plane had landed in some remote secret place. And I mean, come on.
Yeah,
stop
like the
it.
Lost show.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, stop.
You're going to have stop it already. So that also goes to show you the depth of the ocean in some parts. Now, think about that.
Yeah.
So, anyway, just remember this, boys and girls. Flying is still much safer than driving to the airport to catch your flight.
Yes, it is.
So just keep that in mind. And your dad is a pilot, and I'm sure that he would also second that. That driving to the airport is a much greater risk than flying and getting on an airplane.
No doubt about it. Just think about when you take off and if you're above a freeway and you see all the cars driving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
All you need to see.
Yep. That's all you need to see. All right. Again, 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. Grant's Rant coming up. And then an event that we're going to be at a week from Saturday out at the Capitol Mall, the Capitol Brew Fest. And the charity is running for Rhett, and we're going to talk about that coming up after Grant's Rant at 5 o'clock. Come on out and say hello to me. I will be out there, and Ryder will be out there as well. we'll be out there for the whole event on Saturday, the 7th of March at the Capitol Mall. So come on out and say hello. We're looking forward to it. Also, Ryan, I'm taking the show on the road.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday out at Bennett's in Roseville on the Eureka and Lead Hill Boulevard is basically the closest roads you'll find Bennett's in Roseville. And I'll be doing the show out there next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, a week from this Wednesday from 3 to 6 out at Bennett's in Roseville.
And you never know who might show up.
That's
So
correct.
make sure that you're there. Many of you have been asking for another one of these. So.
Well, and so I got together with our GM and with you, and then we thought about, well, do we want to do it on a game night? And I'm like, let's try doing it on where we don't have a game.
Yeah.
And then there will be a game of some magnitude on, but I'm like, let's not do it. The Kings are terrible. I'm like, I don't want to ruin people's, afternoons by having them have to come down and watch a Kings game.
We don't want any reversals,
no.
if you get what I mean.
No,
the
exactly.
Food's too good.
That's exactly right. So I was like, this year we'll skip it. Because you remember just a couple of years ago, we were doing our YouTube show at restaurants for the playoffs against the Warriors, and the excitement level was through the freaking roof.
With everything that's gone on this season, and even to a degree last season, it's almost, you can't think about what that felt like. And it was only, Grant, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
yep.
Electric. I actually, I don't know why this came up, but a clip of Kevin Huerter hitting one of the threes that put the Kings up.
Yeah.
Like, the arena was lit. You remember all the people walking downtown, jazzed up?
It was unbelievable.
Oh, man.
It was a lot of fun to be in Sacramento, downtown, during that playoff series. It was great.
Yep.
It was great.
You've hit this a few times, but Mr. Cat Karen on the YouTube chat is asking, Grant, you think Sacramento can have a hockey team?
Never. No. First of all, they don't have a facility for it. They'd have to build a facility, and it just doesn't make sense.
Sacramento would support hockey, though. Don't you agree?
I'm not so sure about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What makes you hesitate?
I think minor league hockey. I don't think the NHL. I'm skeptical about that.
Okay.
Yeah. Why? What do you think?
I think it would be a decent fit. I think it's...
It just doesn't make financial sense to me.
Sure. Minor league, that would be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun.
All right. Again, if you want to call the show, 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. Grant's Rant coming up here at 5 o'clock. And then I will talk with the founder of the Running for Rhett Foundation. He'll come on and we'll talk about this great event down at the Capitol Mall a week from Saturday. We will be out there. So come on down and say hello to us. All right, an update for those of us that may just be joining and seeing the video on the stream and everything. Give them some instructions, please.
Yeah, for sure. Make sure that you follow Fox Sports Sacramento on YouTube. We're streaming across all of our platforms today. But after today, we will only be simulcasting just like this on video with new things coming into it as well on Fox Sports Sacramento YouTube. So we've got the link in the chat. We've got the QR code on the screen. Make sure you go follow that. And that's where we'll be on camera from here on out.
And we'll be on camera tonight on the postgame show with the Kings and the Grizzlies. That's going to be roughly at about 7:15, 7:30. All right. Big game in the NBA tonight.
Mm-hmm.
San Antonio and Detroit. It's a 2-point game with 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Grant, are these two teams for real? I asked Jerry the other night.
Yeah. What did he say?
He thought so too. I mean, look at the gaps in both the Pistons at the top of the East and then the gap between 2 and 3 with the Spurs and the Nuggets.
And the Spurs have beat the Thunder 4 out of 5 times already
Spot
this year.
on. That's right.
Like you can't just, that's not an accident.
No. It can Wemby stay healthy? That's the big question. De'Aaron Fox is playing the exact perfect role
Yes, he
that
is.
He's always wanted to play.
Yes,
and it's working out well.
He is. I give him a lot of credit. I didn't think he would fit in this well, and he has. I give him a lot of credit.
So do you think the Spurs are a year ahead of schedule?
Yes, I think they're definitely a year ahead of schedule.
All right.
I don't think there's any doubt. What about you?
Yeah. How can you say they're not? Especially with what you said about the Thunder, beating them 4 times out of 5.
You know, the other issue with the Pistons, very much like the Spurs, the Knicks and the Pistons this year, the Pistons have destroyed them.
Yeah.
And so they got to feel very good because they lost to the Knicks in the playoffs last year.
Yeah. Controversial, too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was.
And Cade Cunningham, don't look now, but he's moving up some of the boards when it comes to the MVP.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, when you look at a team that's 42-13, I mean, how could you not consider him?
You have to. And you use them all the time about where they were at just a few years ago. And now with Cade and a couple of good draft picks, top of the East.
Don't forget Grant's Rant coming up at 5 o'clock. We'll come back, 916-779-0929. We'll talk about this and more right here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
Maybe it could be said that New Year's resolutions are simply meant to be broken. If, like most people, you've already abandoned your promise to live healthier in 2026, you're not alone. But when it comes to being healthy and happy, it's never too late to hit that reset button and start living your best life. Sacramento Naturopathic Medical Center invites you to schedule a free healthy aging consultation with Dr. Dennis Godby, an accomplished author and expert in the art of aging gracefully. As we get older, things change. A lot of us will experience lower energy levels. Some of us may experience a lack of motivation. And for guys, the onset of middle age can mean a lower libido and oftentimes ED. These things can be caused by low testosterone levels, which can usually be safely and easily treated. Visit gettingbetternow.com today and schedule your free healthy aging consultation with Sacramento Naturopathic Medical Center located in Midtown. Living your best life is something you can get started on today. Visit gettingbetternow.com.
Call the good dudes at Gebruds, G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Homeowners, if you have an electrical project you need done, then you need the good dudes at Gebruds. Family owned and operated for 30 years, Jay Gebrud and his team are the area's recognized expert for everything electrical. From the very basic like repairs, lighting updates, and whole house fans, to the biggies, panel replacements, EV stations, and backup generators. Gebruds does it all and does it right the first time. They're actually the guys their competition, Gebruds. Expert, 5-star service, and always transparent, honest prices and solutions. Say goodbye to your electrical issues. Visit Gebruds.com or call 24/7 and speak with a real live person. Gebruds, G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Call the good dudes at Gebruds, G-U-B-R-U-D-S, Gebruds.com.
The new year is here, a fresh opportunity to tell people about products and services so they know who to spend their money with. Fox Sports Radio has a Mount Rushmore of sports talk talent. Patrick, Cowherd, Gottlieb, and Sacramento's own Grant Napear, and they have an audience you can take to the bank. This is Fox Sports General Manager Kurt Bagelman. Sports talk listeners are a unique, target-rich group of consumers. They're employed, they earn 6-figure incomes, 2/3 own their own homes, and they listen to the radio longer. Let me repeat that. They listen longer, so your commercial message has more opportunity to be heard. It costs nothing to learn how a good strategy and a great schedule could help your business. So call me, 916-779-0914. 916-779-0914. Radio gets results, and we are here to help. Call 916-779-0914.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked on that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control.
Yikes!
So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Let's get to some phone calls right here. 916-779-0929 with Bill in Citrus Heights. Hi, Bill.
Hey, Grant. Want to share a story
Yeah.
that during the 1980 USA Russian hockey match.
Yeah.
My buddy and I, fighter pilots, we were in the Philippines. And we used to go to this hotel bar that was off base. There's a lot of interesting people in that bar. So we're sitting out there. It's got the laminated bamboo, the big swimming pool, all the tiki punch and all the good stuff, San Miguel beer. And we're watching it. And we watching the game on the TV, and we're getting excited. And next to us is this stern guy with a Russian accent. We go back and forth and go in there. Now we get obnoxious. USA, USA after a few San Miguel beers. And then, boom, action. You know, it wins. Well, by this time, this guy's really irritated. He taps my buddy on the shoulder and says, come here, I want to talk to you. 30 seconds later, my friend comes back, and he's just pale. So what happened? He said, come and look. This guy put a hole through his fist with his fist through this laminated bamboo wall.
Oh, boy.
He was upset.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I would think so. Wow. Yeah, you don't forget stuff like that, do you?
No, and the bartender said, oh, by the way, that guy's a gun runner. The Russians. But, oh, wow. Foolish person to mess around with, but, hey, when you're young and dumb.
Yeah, that's crazy. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it.
Well,
take care.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Again, 916-779-0929. That's 779-0929. Grant's Rant coming up in about 15 minutes or so, and then we will talk with Randy Sievers, the Running for Rhett Foundation, and a great event coming up a week from Saturday in downtown Sacramento at the Capitol Mall, the Capitol Brew Fest. So we're looking forward to that. We'll be there. Come on out and say hello a week from Saturday. And a week from Wednesday, we will be at Bennett's in Roseville. So the Bennett's location in Roseville next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, a week from Wednesday from 3 to 6. Bad news if you are a fan of the Los Angeles Chargers. Still doesn't sound right to say that, all right? A unexpected retirement from the Chargers offensive line, all right? They are going to be without Bradley Bozeman, who started every game last year. After 8 years, he has decided to retire. He is only 31, but he has said that he is no longer going to be part of the National Football League. Quote, there's things that I wish I could take back, obviously, but overall, I feel like I had a solid year. A lot of people don't think that, but a lot of people aren't in our room. So for me, as he was fighting back tears, he said, I'm proud of this year. I'm proud of myself. Incredible. Now, they had a real problem protecting Herbert. We know about Alt at left tackle. That was a real issue for the Chargers. But I would say this is very unexpected to lose your starting center, 8-year player in the league at 31 and is retiring. So that is not good news if you are a fan of the Chargers. That's just not good news, no matter how you deal with it. Not good. Yes.
You save your money well. You get out at the right time.
Yes.
We're seeing it more and more, Grant.
Well, with the amount of money, and I don't know what his salary was, but at the amount of money that so many of these athletes are making,
yeah,
how much money do you need to live comfortably the way you want for the rest of your life?
Very true. And think about all the other opportunities as well in college sports. Andrew Luck is the GM at Stanford. a whole new world
Yes.
is opening up for these guys to go back and work at their alma maters. Obviously, the default of going to broadcasting, but you only have your health, and if you got enough money, do you.
Very, very true. And I don't think that a lot of fans understand the physical toll of playing in the NFL has on your body. And I'm not saying I do, but I have been on the sidelines of NFL games. I have been to many training camps. And when you are standing on a sideline of an NFL game and you see the collisions in front of you,
Mm.
and I'm talking about in an era where the rules were different than they are now, it is like, oh my gosh. Like it's a whole different perspective than watching it on TV. And I think the sound has a lot to do with that. When you're standing on the sideline, you're not only seeing it in real time, but you're hearing it. And it's just, it's unbelievable. I mean, it is incredible. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, even if you sit close to the field in an NFL game and you see
Yes.
how big these guys are, and Grant, like back in high school or maybe like in lacrosse for you, you played football. So back in high school, when you played football, there's like going full speed and then there's reckless abandon. More times than not, it's reckless abandon with these NFL guys.
Oh my gosh.
Just as fast as you can, hitting whatever you can. It's terrifying.
That's why they changed the kickoff rule.
Right.
Because you couldn't have these athletes running 40 yards at full speed and then hitting more of a stationary target per se. You know what I mean? Like it was just, they were like, we have to take that out of the game.
Yeah.
It's just not good for the game. Not good for the human body.
That's when a lot of the major, when I say major, there can be major knee injuries, but paralysis. Think about Eric LeGrand.
Yes.
Back at
Yes.
Rutgers, many a times
Yeah.
those plays were the plays that had happened.
The other news in the NFL, the Falcons are going to put a franchise tag on Kyle Pitts. So they'll keep one of the top tight ends in the NFL for at least one more season. So they'll tag Kyle Pitts, and he is not going anywhere. So what does that mean? He'll make about, really feel bad for him, he's going to make about $16,300,000 to play this year for the Atlanta Falcons. I hope he's going to be okay with that.
We should send him a card.
Let's do that.
Best wishes.
Can we get the address, please, for the Atlanta Falcons and let him know that we're thinking about him?
I have been trying to effort Dave Archer ever since. Yeah, ever since we talked about him on the show.
Really?
Hasn't happened yet, but maybe this offseason.
Is that right?
We'll get him. Yes.
I'll try to see what I can do also. Okay. We love Dave Archer.
He was the best.
Right? That would be a fun story to reminisce about his days playing here in Sacramento.
Mm-hmm. Something different and fresh for him.
Yeah, that's right. Dave Archer, what a great guy, huh?
He was just something else. And
he was good too.
He was, and then he went on, I believe, after that to play for Philly, if I'm not wrong. Greg.
Yeah, he was with the Falcons, then here, and then I believe you're right. I liked him. He was a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And just always fun to talk to. And by the way, if you don't know who Dave Archer is, former NFL quarterback, he's the analyst on Falcons radio. So I want to get his take on everything, all the changes in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Which really started more than a season ago when they surprisingly drafted Penix when they had just signed Kirk Cousins to the big deal. And then before you know it, Penix is your starting quarterback and Cousins is not the starting quarterback. And they went through a transition period. And now Raheem Morris is out.
Yeah. And you've got Stefanski in as head coach. You've got a great running back in Bijan Robinson.
Boy, is he ever.
Oh, my gosh.
He's so good. I think he's the most underrated back in football. You know why? People don't really even talk about him.
It's a great point. I mean, how often do you watch Atlanta football if
Exactly.
your team's not playing him?
But, I mean, he's as good. We hear Barkley, we hear Derrick Henry, right? We hear some others. And then, Bijan Robinson. That guy's freaking awesome.
Yeah, he's near the top of the fantasy drafts usually, and he's still learning coming out of the backfield to catch the football. But much like you kind of saw with Kenneth Walker, he's got a low gravity when he runs the ball. He is low to the ground, and that is really difficult when you play as hard as he does running that football.
By the way, I don't know if you saw this story on CBSSports.com. They basically are questioning the numbers coming from the president of Sacramento State and President Wood, and they're poking holes all over it. And I said to you last week that it made no sense to me and that the numbers do not make any sense to me whatsoever. Like from an economic perspective, right? Based on the numbers that Luke Wood talked about, all right? Says, I'll read this, okay? The story is called Inside the Claims and the Underlying Data Behind Them about Sacramento State football, all right? Again, they're touting an economic impact of $975 million over 5 years. But the firm that basically consulted Sacramento State on this is saying that is completely not true. All right? That the CEO of Collegiate Consulting, his name is Russell Wright. All right? And so I want to get into this after my rant and after our conversation with Randy in the final segment or two to wrap up the show, because the top takeaway over this, according to this story on CBSSports.com, was that Collegiate Consulting, they told CBS Sports that the top line take of $75 million as an economic impact over 5 years is a mischaracterization of the study that they provided to Sacramento State, and that the CEO of this consulting firm was unaware that President Wood and the school would extrapolate his findings over 5 years. And the CEO said, quote, "I don't think that's right. That's not anywhere in our report. So I 100% question that." I've told you, I think this is going to be a disaster for Sacramento State.
Well, think about what you just laid out. You had somebody that was retained by Sacramento State to provide this financial outlook, this report, and they're coming out to protect themselves, Grant.
Yes, that's correct. They're coming out to protect themselves. You know, I always talk about common sense, right?
Yes.
And I said when this deal was announced that common sense tells me that this just can't happen. That forget about all the facts, forget about the numbers, just that, not forget about the numbers, but in talking about the numbers without doing any research on how you were going to go about getting the numbers, that it didn't make sense. Like, I always go back to the real basics of common sense. And this did not smell the sniff test for me. Just didn't. So I want to talk more about this report, this story on CBSSports.com that they wrote this, and it's poking holes here already in something that I just don't see. I don't see how it's going to make it. I really don't. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to see good college football in Sacramento. I would love it. I would love to be able to go to college football games in the fall that are like meaningful, and I would love that. I think it would be great for the community. But you're going to join the MAC? Really? Come on. It's this story is not, it's not painting Sacramento State and the President Wood, in my opinion, based on what I'm reading here, in a very positive light. So we'll talk about that. Don't forget Grant's Rant. That is coming up. We also will have Randy Sievers to talk about the big event in the Capitol Mall. A week from Saturday, we'll be out there. Come on and say hello to us, 12 to 4. I believe it's 12 to 3. I'll get the exact time. So I think it's 12. We'll be there at 11 and then to 3. Yeah, 4 hours, 11 to 3. That's at the Capitol Mall a week from Saturday. Grant's Rant coming up next, right here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
It's Truck Month at Downtown Ford Sacramento. If you've dreamed of a new Ford truck, we've got great news. While they last, qualified Ford truck customers can take home a still brand new 2025 F-150 or a 2025 Super Duty XL at 0% APR, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days, plus $1,000 in Ford retail bonus cash on select, still brand new 2025 Ford trucks. Some restrictions apply, so visit downtownfordsacramento.com for details.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. That's 800-598-0539.
There's a great American pastime that the can enjoy together, located right outside of Sacramento. The Golden State Shooting Center welcomes you. The Golden State Shooting Center is an 80-acre clay target shooting facility. It's the home of numerous youth sport shooting teams from the region. Over 1,000 high school students from Northern California are on sport shooting teams, and 10 of the Western United States' top shooting teams train at Golden State Shooting Center. New members are being accepted now. For details, visit goldenstateshootingcenter.com.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. The Olympics has something most professional leagues spend decades chasing and rarely finding: the ability to pull in the casual fan and even the non-fan and make one game feel like everything. This weekend was that reminder. Hockey took center stage, and after USA knocked off Canada to win gold, the United States victory became the story in all of sports. National pride is a powerful drug. So is scarcity. You wait 4 years. The roster is finite. The stakes are higher. And there's no load management, no long view of an 82-game schedule. It's win or go home. This is the magic professional leagues cannot quite bottle. They try with in-season tournaments, play-in formats, and continental scrimmages, but familiarity dulls urgency. When games are always there, they don't feel rare. Could baseball, the NBA, or NHL capture even a fraction of that electricity? Perhaps, but that's why we love the Olympics so much. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. Let me get personal here. Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry single-ply toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. It gets a lot better than that. Right, Todd? Wouldn't you say that Dude Wipes gets a whole lot better?
Much better.
Thank you. So no matter the size of your mess from top to bottom, Dudes has you covered, confidently covered. They comfortably clean up what TP leaves behind for no more maintenance wipes. No way. Irritation, not a chance. Time to make the trade of the season and switch from toilet paper to wet, extra-large Dude Wipes and start experiencing the confident clean of Dude Wipes. Made from 99% water and plant-sourced fibers, coming in a variety of scents and sensations like mint chill and shea butter to protect your end zone. Join the movement for cleaner movements and live in a skid-free zone. Available at Amazon and major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean.
Tell your friends. Grant's back. Grant Napear is back on the Sacramento airwaves right here. KSAC 890 AM Olivehurst. K284CM 104.7 FM Sacramento.
It's time for Grant.
Now, Rhino, I don't know if you have this for me, but I already know what I would have rant on, but I want to see if it's included in your topics.
Okay. I'm going to give you the 4 that I kicked around.
Yes.
The first is, Grant, the closing ceremonies of the Olympics look nothing like the Olympics. Shouldn't it be just a really good event to send you on your way? It looks like...
I didn't watch it and I don't care. Next topic.
Next topic. How about Mayweather Pacquiao?
Thank you. Stop. Would someone please explain to me why you would go watch Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao, They're going to fight at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Let me tell you something. Unless the Eagles are in concert, all right, which they're there right now at the Sphere, and you have like maybe Pacquiao and Mayweather fighting upstairs behind all the stands, then maybe I'll go. But anyone that pays a nickel to go watch Mayweather and Pacquiao fight should have their freaking heads examined. Then I read that the fight is going to be streamed globally on Netflix. Netflix, really? You think I'm going to watch Pacquiao and Mayweather? How old are these individuals? Seriously. I mean, what is wrong with our society? Seriously, what is wrong with our society? I mean, this is a joke. Mayweather is going to be 49 years old, all right, next February, all right? Give me a fucking break. I'm going to watch Pacquiao. I'm going to watch, who's 47, by the way. Manny Pacquiao is 47. Give me a break. You know how I'll watch this? Have the fight in the Philippines and fly me over in first class on the Philippines 777, all right? Get me on Philippine Airlines. Get me on the 777 up front, and I'll go watch the fight in Manila because I've never been there and I want to go. That's the only way I'm going to go watch this. And let me tell you something. If you go and you watch this fight, and you're going to be calling me up on the Monday after, and you're going to be talking about how disappointed you were and what a ripoff and this and that, what a waste of time. This is a joke. Seriously. Why do we allow this in society? Why are we even interested in this? It's a joke. It really is. It's a joke. Yeah, let's go watch a 49-year-old and a 47-year-old fight at the Sphere in Vegas because they used to be iconic figures. Give me a break. Go away, would you please? Please, go away and stay away. And that's my rant for today. I mean, again, if you are going to invest your time in that, you get everything that you deserve when you're like, wow, I can't believe I invested an evening. And if you're going to pay to go to the Sphere to watch that, seriously? What's wrong with your life? What's wrong with you? That's really something you're going to do? Come on now. Come on. I couldn't believe it when I saw this news come out. Really. September at the Sphere. September 19th, by the way. Yeah, let's do that in the middle of football season. That's a great idea. Let's take a 49-year-old and a 47-year-old and have them get together on Saturday, September 19th. What a freaking joke. What a joke. Seriously. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'd rather go watch Sacramento State play Eastern Michigan, all right, than that. That's unbelievable. All right. So, Rhino, thank you for that being number 2 on the list. I didn't have to hear the others. I had to get to that immediately.
We got to get to number 3 after.
All right, we'll do that. We'll do a double rant?
Yeah, maybe.
All right. So we are really excited to be at an event that is coming up a week from Saturday in downtown Sacramento at the Capitol Mall to benefit Running for Rhett. Randy Sievers, he and his wife Beth began this incredible endeavor years ago, and he's here to talk about what you can expect a week from Saturday at the Capitol Mall. Randy, thanks very much for coming on the show. How are you this afternoon?
I'm good, Grant. We're really looking forward to our event coming up on March the 7th down on Capitol Mall, like you said. It's our 16th annual Capitol Beer Fest. Yeah, it's been going on for a long time now.
Wow. And you have so many events that you do for this Running for Rhett Foundation. I mean, has this just blown you away at how Running for Rhett is almost like everyone knows about it in this region, that when they hear it, they're like, oh, yeah, I've been involved in that, or I've done that, from where you started decades ago to where you are now? It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really fun it's really heartwarming to me to see that there was such a tragedy for us turned into something so positive. And I mean, just a quick little recap of what Running for Rhett's all about, if you don't mind.
Sure, go ahead.
Running for Rhett, yeah, it's a nonprofit that was established in memory of my son Rhett, who passed away back in 2004 from complications from cerebral palsy. He was 7 years old, and my wife Beth used running to get through the grief of losing Rhett. And we established a nonprofit in 2007, and we started putting on big events and raising money a lot of different ways. And one of our big events is this Capitol Beer Fest. And with the money that we raise, and we raise about $1.1 million a year now.
Wow.
And we fund Northern California's largest after-school youth fitness program.
That's incredible.
And so we've taken what this was, this really bad tragedy for us, and we've turned it into something that's so positive for so many people, for so many kids that get out and move in honor of our little guy, and just remaining active, and that's what it's all about for us.
That is outstanding. Again, a week from Saturday at the Capitol Mall. For the people that are interested in going and maybe have not been to this event before, what would you say about it?
Yeah, it's on Capitol Mall. It's from 3rd Street all the way to 7th Street. We have live music on every corner. We have 100 plus craft brewers from all over the United States, and we have 20 food trucks. It's a fun event. It's a great way for the craft beer community to give back to a good cause as well. And they've been great supporters of ours for the last 16 years. And we're just so grateful for our number one fundraiser of the year. And it's usually around 7,500 people attend.
Wow.
And it's just a lot of fun. And I hear you're going to be out there this year.
I am going to be out there. I'm looking forward to it. I will be out there for the duration. So come on by and see me. Where are you going to be for the people that might want to come up and say hello to you?
Yeah, I'm going to be on the corner of 5th and Capitol.
Okay.
I'll be manning a trailer there with a bunch of my buddies, and we'll be serving beers from 6 different craft breweries here in the Sacramento area. And so we'll be giving taste to anybody that comes by. It's $125 for a VIP ticket, and it's $85 for a general admission ticket. It starts on March the 7th. VIP hours from noon until 1, and then the general admission is from 1 until 4. Just a ton of fun. And I did want to throw this out there. If somebody calls and wants to get $10 off, they can use coupon code GRANT.
Wow.
Of all things, to get $10 off.
Wow. How about that? Where do they have to call? How were they?
They go to capitalbeerfest.com.
Okay. Capitalbeerfest.com.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
all right.
Purchase their tickets. They can purchase them up till the day of the event. They can be standing in line, getting ready to get in, and they can purchase tickets while they're in line if they want to. So
and I don't want to jinx. I don't want to jinx this, but the extended forecast looks pretty good.
I've been looking at it every day, so I'm with you.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't be talking about it this far out, but at least at the moment it looks promising.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun when it's 70 degrees and sunny skies, but we have it rain or shine, so it's a fun event one way or the other. So we're excited to be having it out there again this year.
I would imagine that you have so many people that help you put on these events, volunteers and everything. You wouldn't be able to do this type of event without them, would you?
Yeah, from the donations from the brewers to the volunteers that come out, we have anywhere between 250 to 300 volunteers that come out there and pour beer. They help set it up. We basically set up a little city, and it's starting at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we tear it down at 6 o'clock at night, and it's like nothing was there for after 12 hours of being on the mall there. But it's a remarkable sight to see, and we definitely couldn't do it without all the help from our volunteers.
That is outstanding. Congratulations to you and Beth for this becoming such a phenomenal foundation and the charity and everything you do. You should be commended. I look forward to being out there, and anyone else that's listening, again, go to the website and we'll see you out there at the Capitol Mall a week from Saturday. Anything else you want to add, or did we cover it?
You covered it, Grant. I appreciate the support, and we look forward to seeing you out there on March the 7th.
Likewise. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care, Grant.
Yep,
All right, bye-bye.
you too. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Rhino, think about that. 16 years they've been going out and doing this event.
It's incredible. And to think about the size of the event and the people, the vendors that contribute, what they do to put this on.
I'm blown away.
Yeah.
It's, again, they took a devastating time in their life, right?
Yep.
Which is unimaginable if you can't walk in someone's shoes like that, and turn it into a positive like this, where the memory of Rhett just goes on and on and on. And it's you know what? Again, I'm all about actions speak louder than words. And those actions they should be commended for what they've done. That's great.
Amen. Amen. And it's not just paying it forward with awareness and with after school programs for fitness, but it's paying it forward and, inspiring somebody else to
Yes.
start something. Like who knows how many things have spurned off of this running for Rhett Tree. So
It's incredible.
very cool.
It's like when Eric Burns did his marathon or his triathlon across America, starting with the swim from behind right field in McCovey Cove.
Stop. I didn't know that's where it started.
Oh, yeah. He swam from there to Oakland, got on a bike, went on his bike to Wrigley Field.
Wow.
And ran from Wrigley Field to Yankee Stadium. And stopped along the way, schools to raise money for youth programs that had been cut as it related to physical fitness. Burnsy, by the way, just turned 50. And you know what he did for his 50th birthday?
Triathlon.
He ran 50 miles, beginning in the snowstorm up at Lake Tahoe with only his shorts on. All right, no top, through the snow, and then got smart and got dressed properly. Ran part of it inside his house that he documented.
Yeah.
And ended up going 50 miles to celebrate his 50th birthday. And so, I always talk about actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
He's done that with his triathlon across America. But what Randy and Beth are doing, it's the same thing.
Burnsy's just a different breed, Napes.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Different guy.
Yeah.
Probably had energy to do another 50 after that.
He is as fit as anyone I've ever been around. And he is a piece of work. He's a piece of work. He is
In
a
the
beauty.
snow. Dorian, don't get any ideas, buddy.
Dorian? Yeah, you know what? Dorian, I could see Dorian doing that. I could see Dorian doing that.
Dorian's a big dude.
By the way, did you see their prime rib they had at Bennett's? He and his girlfriend that you took the gift card to go to Bennett's?
I did not see it.
Spectacular.
But I had it the weekend before.
Well,
incredible.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
good stuff.
All right. So I want to get back to what I was talking about before the rant and without Randy, before Randy talking about running for Rhett and incredible. All right. I think that there's going to be a lot of mixed signals coming out as it relates to Sacramento State and the money that they're paying, the amount of revenue coming in terms of an economic impact for a 5-year commitment. And listen, I would love to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I would absolutely love to be wrong, but I don't think I am going to be wrong. And I think when you see already reports such as this from CBSSports.com and the CEO of the consulting firm punching holes in all of this already, that's a little disconcerting, is it not?
It's very disconcerting because they're coming out and trying to save their credibility, Grant.
That's exactly what they're doing. Yes. Yes.
And I mean, you're going to go into the article, but if President Wood stretched a 1-year projection and just put a multiplier on it of 4 or 5, that's a problem.
Well, again, the multiplier to me, I always go back, and I keep saying this, to common sense. Like, at some point when you hear things, don't you just say to yourself, wait a minute, that can't be.
Yes.
Right? And when you hear the president of Sacramento State come out and talk about a 5-year economic impact of $975 million, we're not talking about Alabama football here.
No.
All right? Again, Sacramento State's been touting the impact of $975 million over 5 years. Again, we're not, I don't even know if Alabama would generate that. So the CEO of the firm that consulted the numbers that Luke Wood was using is called Collegiate Consulting. The CEO is Russell Wright. And he told CBS Sports the top line takeaway of $975 million, the economic impact over 5 years, is a mischaracterization of the study they provided to the school. And it went on to say in this story by CBSSports.com that Wright, the CEO, was unaware that Wood and the school would extrapolate the findings over 5 years. It is unclear to Wright whether the $675 million national broadcast valuation number comes from. He's like, where did that come from? Quote, I don't think that's right. That's not anywhere in our report, so I 100% question that.
Wait. 675 million for the broadcasting?
I'm
National?
reading this story. Let me read it verbatim.
Okay.
All right. Russell Wright, CEO of Collegiate Consulting, told CBS Sports the top line takeaway of a $975 million economic impact over 5 years is a mischaracterization of the study they provided to the school, and he was unaware Wood and the school would extrapolate his findings over 5 years. It is unclear to Wright whether the $675 million national broadcast valuation number comes from. So he's like, where did that come from? Quote, I don't think that's right. That's not anywhere in our report, so I 100% question that. Wright also, according to the story from CBS Sports, said it's unclear as to how the school arrived at the, quote, game day economic revenue rising to $46 million, unquote. How about that?
Well, I've got, okay,
By the way, it says here that Dr. Wood would not respond to the multiple requests for this story. He's been pretty accessible every day. Now, all of a sudden, he's not accessible?
Right. And so when this first hit the ground, I said, can we define economic impact? We don't have an answer to that. But here's the other problem I have. This $675 million for the national broadcasting, what's the problem there, Grant? Think about the problem. Sac State is not getting any distributions from the MAC conference
Zero.
in 5 years.
Zero.
So there might be that contract in place, but that money's not coming to Sac State or that portion of it, unless that's outside of this agreement.
Unbelievable. So this story is very interesting, and I was pretty blunt last week. And you had, when I was off on Friday, a week ago Friday, well, I beg your pardon, it was Monday, President's Day.
Yeah.
So last week, President's Day, you had Joe Davidson from the Sacramento Bee, right? And you talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
Joe has a different opinion of this than I do, and I'm going to have Joe on probably this week to get into this because I want to see if Joe has a different outlook now than he did when he appeared on with you. You asked him a point-blank question on whether he agreed with my assessment of this not being a football town. He said, yes, I do. All right, but then he went in, but he talked about it in a more positive tone than I did.
Right.
And you know how much I love Joe and respect Joe.
Right.
And he reached out to me, and I said, Joe, I'm going to get you on. We were going to wait until the Sac State football schedule came out to talk about it, but I may try to get him on this week because I want to get his opinion on this story.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, we might have an update to this story come tomorrow or the next day if
We might.
Dr. Wood comes out and speaks. It seems like there's a lot of smoke and mirrors is the wrong word, but the people that are in the know, how many Sac State students have been sending us messages on the text line or graduates of the university saying, this shouldn't be coming. We don't want this, or
Right.
Where's this coming from? And there's all these lofty things like the new stadium and now this jump to FC or FBS. Where's it coming from?
And then we had the reports of the nil money that was committed, or was only if they got into the Pac-12, not the
Right.
Mid-American Conference.
Great
And so
point.
the number of 50 million was a lot less. There's a lot of, you know what would concern me right now? It's only been roughly 10 days since the announcement came out. And there's all of these holes
Right.
that appear to be in the numbers. Now, I said appear because I don't know. I could be wrong. CBS Sports could be wrong, right? They could be right, but there's a possibility that it's inaccurate. I don't think so because, again, I go back to common sense. But what I am saying is this is not a good way to start this marriage with the Mid-American Conference.
No, and Grant, this isn't the student newspaper that, the consulting firm's talking to. This is CBSSports.com. talking about Sac State football, which means they've taken a bigger interest to this. Now you can take that either way. Maybe it's because this was such a just out of the blue decision, or there's something here.
And we had Ross Dellinger on last week, who wrote a big story on Yahoo Sports about this. And we talked about all the Mid-American Conference. I asked him point blank about the financial stability of the Mid-American Conference. And I'm paraphrasing here, but he said that and the Sun Belt were like the two worst in college football Division I.
Right.
So we're not talking about a strong league. And I've told you my experience, although it was a long time ago, but I still follow the MAC. I broadcast the numbers of revenue last year from several of the schools. Very low, very low. And I also talked about the attendance figures in the MAC, and 5 of the MAC schools were at the very bottom of the list in terms of average attendance, and that's last year.
And what else did he say? He said this was appealing to the MAC because these schools are kind of just getting by financially.
Yes, they're going to split the money that Sac State's giving them.
That's right.
So they were going to take anybody because they need the money.
Right.
This is not a good start for Sacramento State moving to the FBS. It's not.
It's so interesting that the consulting firm came out, because you would think there was something in place between Sac State and the firm in terms of whatever their findings are, stay with
a confidentiality clause.
100%, like something that's up to the university to release rather than the consulting firm. And to defend it this vehemently.
All right, I'm going to make this statement, and I'm going to be very careful how I phrase it. If, and I'm going to repeat the word if President Wood, fabricated these numbers or knowingly put out these numbers which are false, then he should not be the president of Sacramento State. I said if. I'm not accusing him, but what I am saying is this CEO of the consulting firm is basically saying that.
Yes.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if it's true.
Yes.
If the numbers have been inflated to this point based on we need to make this sound good and there's no meat on the bone with this, then I'm sorry, you can't that is you can't have that. Okay. And again, I'm not accusing him. I'm stating if, because this story basically is stating that.
And let me just go back to the common sense part that you've continually brought up. This is Sacramento. This is Sacramento State. $975 million. How do you get to that number, Grant?
I would be skeptical if you had told me that was Alabama's economic impact in Tuscaloosa. All right. I would go or LSU in Baton Rouge or Georgia in Athens. I mean, I would be like, I don't think so. But Sacramento?
I just have a feeling that if President Wood comes up and speaks, the whole thing is going to be around economic impact.
I hope so. We need to hear it because it did not make sense to me when I heard it, and I said so, and it still doesn't make sense to me. All right, I want to talk to you about DAS Mechanical. This makes sense to me, and I love the fact that Nick Delancey at DAS Mechanical is giving back to the community. So this is what it basically boils down to. Are you, or do you know, a veteran or family in need of a heating or air conditioning unit? If the answer is yes, well, DAS Mechanical is going to be donating one to a veteran or family in need. And all you need to do is go to dasmechanical.org and nominate yourself or someone you know receive one with installation. Very simple. Go to dasmechanical.org. Just click the 2026 HVAC system donation tab. Fill out a very short nomination form at dasmechanical.org. DAS Mechanical, family-owned, locally owned, HVAC expert, serving Sacramento for years. For all your HVAC needs, DAS will exceed your expectations. We'll talk more about this when we come back on Fox Sports Sacramento.
It's back, Sacramento. Fox Sports Radio and Elk Grove Chevrolet are proud to present Capitol Beer Fest Saturday, March 7th at the Capitol Mall. Join us for a day of sampling God's nectar from over 70 great brewers, plus music and food, and at the Fox Sports Elk Grove Chevy Lounge, get a great cigar at Napear. Most important, of course, 100% of Beer Fest proceeds benefits Runnin' for Rhett Youth Fitness. Get your Beer Fest group together and get your tickets now at CapitolBeerFest.com. That's Capital with an O, BeerFest.com. CapitolBeerFest.com.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. That's 800-598-0539.
Brad Gazan, on Atlanta United, we know everyone has a ritual, a habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance. But what do you do to keep your head in the game? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body. It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Find resources at georgia.loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Don't forget, I will be on with Rhino after the Kings game over on YouTube at X if you don't like that. Probably at about 7:15, 7:30. If you want to call the show, you can. 916-779-0929. You can also use that number to get to us via the chat line. I hope you are also watching a stream on YouTube. And if not, we invite you to check it out on the Fox Sports Sacramento YouTube page. Again, the Kings and the Grizzlies, it is currently a 23-20 Sacramento. Starting in this game, Achua, Murray, Reno, Westbrook, and DeRozan. Memphis has got a lot of injuries too. Oliver, Maxence Prosper with G.G. Jackson, Jalen Wells, Scottie Pippen Jr., and Cam Spencer starting in this game for Memphis. All right, let's move on and get to some phone calls here. And why don't we say hello to Lynn? Lynn, thanks for calling the program.
Grant, how are you doing? I had to jump on CBS Sports to read this article. Unbelievable.
Yep.
So let me talk about the economic impact. When I first heard your number, I thought that was the revenue you were talking about. But the economic impact, we got to know how that's measured. And I think Ryan was talking about like building the stadium, the hotels, that's where it's measured. Let me give you an example. You know what the Long Beach Grand Prix is, of course, right?
Yeah, of course.
The big race center?
Yeah.
3-day race grant earns $100 million for Long Beach for economic. I went and did some research. You mentioned LSU. Over the year in 2022, the LSU program brought in $500 million in economic impact for the whole area. So that's all, that's the whole area what it brings. But the number I'm really looking at is how much the school makes. And the game day economic revenue says it's going to rise by $46 million. That is what I'm really want to look. Are you kidding me?
There's no chance of
How is
that.
it going to rise $46 million?
That's absurd.
The economic increase, I'm not going to worry about that because over 5 years, it could be that if you build a stadium and all the other stuff, that could be an actual number by some of the stuff I'm throwing out to you. And where are they getting this national broadcast valuation of $675 million? This is the MAC. This is not the SEC.
Right.
So some of these numbers
know.
are just crazy. I wish my IndyCar series would get $675 million in valuation of their national broadcast. The team will be doing much better. But it's just goofy to see the numbers.
And not only that, the
Especially
MAC
numbers I'm looking at, those two boxes.
told Sac State that if they have a home game on ESPN, it would be between 4 and 5 o'clock. Can you imagine trying to get to a football game off Highway 50 at 4 or 5 in the afternoon? I mean, come on.
And those MAC teams are loving this because what this is a payday for them.
It's a what?
It's
I'm
a
sorry?
payday. This is a payday for the MAC teams. It's just like when somebody buys into a franchise, they got to pay the franchise fee. We heard that MLS is $500 million. You guys are thinking the NBA is going to be a $2 billion to get into it for the expansion teams. So that's basically what it is for the MAC. That's why the MAC teams are happy about this, because they're going to get a nice check from Sac State. Let me go over to hockey. That was an amazing game, and that's what I love about the Olympics, when you see the hockey game or any type of sport like that, where it was so amazing to just get up there. I didn't get up as early as you did.
Oh, I was up
able to watch the
4:45
last part.
4:45 yesterday morning.
I forgot it was on to get up. I was able to watch all the third period, most of the second, and the overtime. And I thought it was great.
I watched the sunrise yesterday and watched the sunset, and was watching. I was watching a replay of the golf at Riviera when the sun set, and I'm like, wow, I've been sitting here watching this TV all day long. I've been out there since 5 a.m. watching the hockey game. So yeah, it was a good way to spend a Sunday.
And that's funny that you can find that much sports to watch, especially with football gone. So now I'm happy because IndyCar season's starting up and they're going to be rolling out with 4 races. So got something to watch for a while. And those guys got to start because they run starting this week and they end the week before football season starts. So they got it smart.
Isn't the F1? Grant, isn't the new season on F1 coming out on Netflix this week?
Yeah. So Ryan, time to catch up. The new Netflix season is coming out on the 27th. So maybe Ryan can watch that. Can talk some F1 with us.
Yeah. Well, hey, did you look at the testing in Bahrain with Cadillac or Audi? Did you watch any of the testing?
Yeah, I took a look at the testing. What do you think of the new cars?
I love the Audi car. I love the way the Audi car looks. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, and it should be interesting to see how good Cadillac does this year. So it's going to be interesting. I know I was laughing at the comment from Max. Max says we are now a glorified Formula E series, is the way he's calling it.
Well,
I know
Max Verstappen was not happy after the first testing day when he talked about that with the battery and all of that. He actually made a joke. He said, "What are we now, the new, Formula E?" He wasn't alone. There were some other comments about that as well.
No, because you got to remember, they went to 50% electric now and 50% regular engine. I really want to see how good F1 does this year with their TV ratings going behind a paywall. And I really want to see how good Fox Sports does with the IndyCar series, because they are kicking off and they got 4 races out of the first 5 weeks. They got a doubleheader with NASCAR at Phoenix, and they've got a third race is over in Texas racing around Jerry World.
Let me ask you, in this country, in the United States, do you think IndyCar or F1 is more popular?
I still think IndyCar is more popular overall.
Okay. You think more people watch? You think more people watch Indy than F1 in America?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the time has anything to do with that? Because a lot of here in this country, like the races, they're in the middle of the night. You know what I mean?
That's true. I mean, F1 is growing here because you got to mirror it. They got 3 races here now. They got the one in Miami, got the one in Vegas,
and Austin.
And they got the one down in
Texas.
Austin.
Yep.
And I got to laugh at the one in Miami because they have these fake yachts, or they have real yachts in a fake harbor, which is so funny. And this weekend we can go over and take a look at the IndyCar. They're racing right on Tampa Bay, and it is an amazing course right on the ocean there.
All right.
And you know how good Long Beach is. Long Beach is on the ocean too. So I kind of always have to laugh when F1 does the race around the stadium and do the fake harbor. All right, Grant, thanks for taking the call as always.
All right, take care.
Yeah.
All right, bye-bye. Good stuff right there.
So Lynn knocked that out of the park because I think we are talking about 2 separate things.
Okay.
When it comes to the economic impact and what programs actually generate revenue-wise, because if you just Google it, it measures the net change in a region's economy, specifically in jobs, income, production, resulting from a specific event, policy, or organization. So I bet if you went and Googled Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Alabama's impact on that region's the economic impact on that region, it would probably be much bigger than $975 million over 5 years. That stadium fits how many people? Grant? Close to
100,000 plus. Yeah.
Exactly, with hotels and everything. So to me, it's a little bit of a smokescreen saying, when we have a new stadium and we're getting hopefully a little bit more people around and we're going to have them build the stadium and there's going to be housing projects that go up around the stadium. The point being that's completely separate from what the university and the football program are generating. It's what is this going to do for Sacramento?
Very interesting. No doubt. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Break up the Kings. They actually scored over 30 points in the first quarter. So break them up.
Yeah, break them up. That second unit is actually, Jerry and I talked about it the other night. They've been fun to watch in keeping the Kings in the games. They were in the game for 3 quarters in San Antonio.
Nick has played 6 minutes and has not scored still.
Well, Killian Hayes made his Kings debut.
Yes, 10-day contract.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see how he does. But, these Grizzlies, they're pretty scary, Grant. No Morant, no Edie.
Yeah. 33-28, the update early in the second quarter. Final segment straight ahead on Fox Sports Sacramento.
It's Truck Month at Downtown Ford Sacramento. If you've dreamed of a new Ford truck, we've got great news. While they last, qualified Ford truck customers can take home a still brand new 2025 F-150 or a 2025 Super Duty XL at 0% APR, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days, plus $1,000 in Ford retail bonus cash on select, still brand new 2025 Ford trucks. Sums apply. So visit downtownfordsacramento.com for details.
You've been saying you're going to pay better attention to your home's honeydews. Check one off your list right now by calling Gabrud Services to schedule a 12-point inspection of your home's electrical system. The safe rule of thumb is every 5 years for an inspection. If it's been 5 years or more, call Gabrud's now. A qualified technician will provide a thorough inspection of the electrical system to ensure it's safe due to potential problems. At Gabrud's, electrical work is all we do. We are the area's recognized experts for anything electrical, and our number one priority is ensuring your home and family are safe. You've been saying you'll pay better attention to your home. Stop saying it. Make the call to Gabrud's. Talk with a real person and schedule your 12-point inspection today. Gabrud's, locally owned for more than 30 years. GUBRUDS.
Call the good dudes at Gabrud's, GUBRUDS, Gabrud's.com.
Investors, keep listening to learn how to get your free gold report. A currency crisis is upon us. The U.S. dollar has been the world's reserve currency for over 50 years, but that is changing. It's time to protect your retirement. Decades of reckless borrowing and spending have critically weakened the dollar. The U.S. has become the world's biggest debtor with over $35 trillion in debt. Plus, the dollar's become weaponized. Countries are dumping it. Investors who wait until it's too late could lose big. There is one safe haven: gold. Diversify your portfolio with a physical asset they can't take away. Call the Reagan Gold Group right now and ask for your free gold guide. Here's our number:
800-941-4184. 800-941-4184. 800-941-4184. That's 800-941-4184.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. That's 800-598-0539.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First, drown it with a bucket of water. Then stir it with a shovel.
Wow. You sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
On SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips. Because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Do you see Precious Achua already has a double-double with 8 minutes left to go in the first half? He's got 14 points and 10 rebounds.
He's been quietly playing really well.
Yeah.
Really well.
Yeah.
Max did that the other night. He had a double-double in, I believe, 11 minutes in the first half.
That's Max tonight playing well, 8 points and 6 rebounds already.
You know, Grant, you really are seeing the C word out of him.
Beg your pardon?
You're seeing the C word out of him, Kinsey.
Yeah. I wish we could say the same thing for Nick Clifford.
Well, we got to start somewhere. He's on the board finally.
Yeah. 43-34. Will this be the night the Kings break the losing streak?
You know, they look like they have a little bit of a bump in their step, a little bounce, but I don't think so. Is this the game they have to do it for this trip?
No, Dallas is there.
Yeah, it's true.
But Memphis, their lineup looks like Sacramento when you see all the players that are not there.
Yeah. You know, here's the thing. It's going to come down to Doug Christie. If he goes back into that fourth quarter mode where we're going to bring back some of the quote-unquote vets for the top off of their 20-22 minutes, or if he lets the group led by Malik Monk play, because that group led by Malik Monk is having a lot of fun. They're moving the ball. It's actually, dare I say, watchable.
Malik's struggling here in the first half shooting. He's missed 4 of 5, but the Kings still lead 43-34.
Yeah. He'll get it going, though. There's just a different swagger when he's on the court with those young guys. I think they feel more comfortable with him.
You're talking about Malik? Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yep. So right now, 9 players have been on the floor. Monk, Plowden, Hayes. Again, if you don't know who that is, that's Killian Hayes, who they signed to a 10-day contract.
You know, I expected some of these Kings games to look like open gyms.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect so many other teams that the Kings play also to be looking like they're running out their open gym.
Dallas will be the same way. Speaking of open gyms, that's what the arena looks like.
$4.
$4. Yeah.
I don't even think you can you get a fast food meal for $4? No, but you can get into the Grizzlies game.
No. Can you get one for $4?
I don't think so. No.
Can't do it?
Can't do it. You might be able to get like one of those specials where they like give you a couple of items, but not like, you know, give me a number 2. Number 2, supersize.
Could you have them get a 3-inch sandwich from Subway? Instead of the 6, tell them to cut it down to 3. And well, I'm just trying to figure out how to make your money go.
You know what? Jersey Mike's. You could get the mini sub.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. If I tell them I know Eli Manning, would I get a discount?
No, but you might want to try code Grant on their website.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Code Grant to get to the Capitol Brew Fest.
Yeah. Kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to that. I know I don't want to jinx it because it's a ways off, a week from Saturday, but the forecast looks very promising for that whole week.
And if you're in, that means you can come and say hi. Fox Sports is going to have a nice little setup, some cigars, and be a good time. Napes will be there.
Says they want me to rank my top 3 domestic airlines for a travel segment. I would put Alaska Airlines, number 1. Southwest, number 2.
Wow.
And I'm going to put Delta 3.
Is Southwest just simply because they offer so many flights?
The convenience of changing flights online, and again, they've changed a little bit now with the bag fees and everything else, but the convenience of being able to change your flight without penalties and all of this other stuff, I find it to be very easy, no nonsense, and for that reason, I have them second. I put Alaska number 1 because they have the best frequent flyer mileage program in the sky. They're great.
I love Alaskan.
I do too.
Yeah, love them. We fly them to Seattle.
All right, do you have 3 airlines that you would choose?
I would probably go Alaskan, definitely number 1.
Not Alaskan, Alaska.
Alaska, number 1. Southwest, number 2. And Delta, number 3.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. I think I've only flown American a handful of times.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
it's hard to say.
What about, you, Mr. No, I don't have a passport.
Here we go.
So I would go Singapore 1, Emirates 2, and wow, third would be hard, but I would definitely go Singapore 1, Emirates 2. I have not been on Qatar Airways or Etihad. I'll put Japan in there, Japan Airlines.
There's so many more options on the international side, though.
Yeah.
That's a harder ranking.
Absolutely. But it's, you can't really, Singapore Airlines and Emirates, they're tough to beat. Tough to beat.
Their commercials look like the real deal.
Oh, my gosh.
Just
I should
saying.
do those commercials.
Why
I'll do
not?
it for free. They don't even have to pay me.
You kind of have a
Just
built-in...
give me an upgrade.
That's what I'm saying. You have a built-in audience.
Give me an upgrade.
Just film yourself. That's the awkward part. If you could get yourself comfortable walking through an airport with a gimbal and filming yourself, you
What's
would
it
have
called?
good content. A gimbal.
A gimbal or a thimble?
Gimbal.
Gimbal. Okay.
Gimbal.
I didn't know if I was going to be sewing with a thimble on my...
How does the thimble actually work?
Well, it's interesting you say that because I used to watch my grandmother do that, and you know, with the thread, and then my mom, and I'm like, I try to put it on, and I'm like, it just prevent the needle from going into that finger when you're.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Learn something new.
I don't know
every day.
if people use thimbles anymore. I don't know if that's a thing anymore when you sew, or I don't know. Everything is on a machine now, right? Do people hand sew stuff anymore?
I know people that still do some hand sewing.
What about doctors that are stitching you up? They got a thimble on?
No.
Okay.
They better not. They better have gloves on.
All right. I told you when my father was playing college football for Union and they were on the road playing Rochester, Dad got his lip split open and they made him, my dad's 6'4", all right? They made him walk with his football uniform to the town to go see a doctor, and the doctor was stitching up his lower lip, all right? And the phone rang, he goes, I'll be right back. And the doctor comes back and he couldn't find the needle. He had left it in my dad's mouth. Okay? And then on the bus ride home, Mel Hine, but everyone on the bus was trying to make my dad laugh so his stitches would break open.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, that's
so mean.
I didn't ask my dad if he partaked in the beer, if he was able to drink through a straw.
Sure.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
got to get a straw.
Yeah, Mel Hine stopping at a restaurant. Boys, let's go. Let's go. Dinner and beer. Let's go.
That's so great.
The Rochester Yellow Jackets. I can just see my dad at 6'4", 230 in his football uniform with his mouth bleeding profusely going down to the doctor to get his lip stitched, all right, for the ride home. That's big-time college football right there.
Hey, you know what? That's what it's all about, though. It's the little stuff like that. I hope they numbed him up because getting stitches.
I think they probably did because he didn't know the needle was in his mouth.
Okay, good. Okay, you know what? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because getting stitches without being numbed up,
No.
forget about it.
I've done it before. It's not fun.
You can feel your skin coming back together.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
So that's my travel segment based on a message on our chat line, my top 3 domestic airlines. So I've got, same as Rhino, Alaska, Southwest, and Delta.
But my opinion carries so little weight.
I know.
You've flown more probably in the last year than I've flown all my life.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that'll change when I get this passport.
Have you applied for it yet? No.
I did Google.
Okay, Google's not going to get the passport delivered in the mail to your house.
I did Google the starting points to get your passport, but no, it is on the list.
Okay. How much does it cost? It's not much. Are you going to do the expedited or are you just going to do the regular?
No, I'll just do the
Yeah,
regular.
because you're not going anywhere, so you don't need to have it expedited.
Yeah. I'll just
your passport will probably vary before you ever use it.
No. When
10
I get
years
it,
it's
no. When I get it, it's one of those things that's been like in the back of my mind.
Oh.
Like, gotta do it. Just haven't gotten to it. I'm glad our paths crossed.
One thing I'm bummed out now, you don't get as many stamps as you used to in your passport now. Everything's
that?
facial recognition and it's like they don't even look at your passport sometimes.
Interesting.
Yeah, they don't even look at it.
So do you simultaneously sign up for the facial recognition?
No, in certain countries they do it and after the first time you're there, if you come back again, you're already
Gotcha.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So it's a streamlined process, my friend.
I can't wait to be amongst the normal again once that passport comes in.
So good luck with that.
Thank you.
Good luck with that.
Appreciate it.
And not to get off on a travel tangent, but I've got several friends that are in Mexico right now that have not been able to get out. And so anyone that's going through that situation, if you're listening to us, we are thinking about you and praying for your safe return.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. Again, the Kings and the Grizzlies postgame show coming up on YouTube and X. Jerry is off tonight, not feeling well, so I'll be doing the show with Ryan, probably 7:15, 7:30. Right now it is 52-47 with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in the first half. Already for the Kings, Precious Achua with 14 points and 10 rebounds in 17 minutes of work. That's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Like, that's excellent.
Not thrilled with Keegan's numbers, though. Need more.
Yeah, 2 of 5 in 13 minutes. Does have 5 assists, though.
That is good. Yeah,
Yep.
he just threw a noop to Russ.
Yeah, does have 5 assists. So anyway, 52-47. The Kings outscored Memphis 33-25 in the first, and the Grizzlies are 3 better currently in the second with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. And again, it is 52-47. The Grizzlies currently are being led in scoring by Oliver Maxence Prosper. And then Jalen Wells, our local product, who normally plays so well against Sacramento, he's got 4 points.
Struggled a little bit the last time.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, absolutely. All right, tomorrow, Sean Salisbury, he is going to be on the show, and we'll talk to him about what we just witnessed yesterday on the ice in Italy. That's tomorrow, among other things, Sean Salisbury at 5 o'clock. And we'll have more on whether there's any more news as it relates to Sacramento State and their move to the Mid-American Conference on the heels of this story today from CBS Sports and CBSSports.com. So if anything does pop up, we'll let you know. I'm going to reach out to Joe Davidson. I'll get him on this week, get his take on, his thoughts about the kind of the discrepancy here with these numbers and whether it's realistic and how's it going to work and all of that. I'm looking forward to that. And we always invite your phone calls, text messages, and you can watch us now on YouTube, Rhino, right? How do I look? Do I look all right, man?
Yeah, you look good.
Can we lower the camera a little bit?
Sure,
think?
sure. We can do whatever's best for you.
The best for me is not to be on camera. I've already told you that. It's not best for me. It's best for our audience.
Yes, it makes a difference. So, and we're excited to be introducing some new features as we continue to move along. Follow Fox Sports Sacramento if you want to be part of the simulcast going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, tomorrow, Sean Salisbury. Tonight, right after the Kings game, over on YouTube and X, we'll have the postgame show. Rhino and yours truly. Will the Kings finally be able to light the beam? It's cloudy out, rain. Might not even be able to see it, but If it works, that would be a positive because it's been a long time since the beam was lit. All right, you enjoy the rest of your evening. For Rhino and Sacktown, Grant Napear. Appreciate you listening each and every day right here on the Grant Napear Show, Fox Sports, Sacramento. Bye-bye now.